Nah, we wouldn't get taken off Twitch.
He's got to
Twitch
like
doesn't care
show
about.
his nutsack for that or something.
Yeah. I gotta have my tits out. No bra.
No, not always.
I know. But I'm not that much of an e-thought, so and I don't have the fan base to bring me back yet. So, last time on Otren. After continuing the chase down the swine herd and camping out on the road for the night after dealing with Jace and Janet back in the farm, you managed to rescue them and purge them of the evil parasite that was growing within them. After camping out for the time and getting a few more supplies and preparing yourselves, realizing what is commencing upon this very land itself, between the multiple cities and capitals fighting over the crown, and realizing that there is now a much bigger game at play. You're moving quickly to eliminate this contaminated food source, the swine that has eaten the black ichor. After you bedded down, there were some screams heard in the woods. Jin, being his valiant self, immediately declared that they should go seek to help the person. After which, on heading off the main merchant roads, you found what seemed to be a little girl. And then once they started getting closer, things became more suspicious, especially on the factor that Ramus was becoming more and more resonant with the creature at hand, especially one that is able to imitate vocal cords to any degree. After being attacked by a small ambush, which was quickly dealt with, though with some unfortunate casualties to the horses, and Ramus being crisped a little bit from the fireball that it seemed to have learned over the time from...
It's okay, I cut his head off.
Very obvious.
Shoved it in my bag.
Fucking bullshit.
It's going on my wall.
Fucking creature that can shoot fireballs, fucking poops and shit. So, after dealing with that creature, as well as the hobgoblins and the goblins, as well as one running off for dear life and being the only one, obviously, to never come back after the demonstration that had been had, you are now in the midst of the woods, safe, obviously able to take a moment to set up camp again or return to your camp once more to finish out the rest of the night, unless you want to press on with just one level of exhaustion and not be able to recover your spell slots or anything for the time. So
I vote for a little resticles. Anybody else?
I would continue, but a rest seems more appropriate. It is the middle
It's
of the
dark.
night.
We're at we have 2 horses. 3 horses. Unless we're all doubling up.
I believe we should continue as well. We are only losing... that herd of hogs is getting farther and farther by the minute.
Were we not already like setting up for camp when we went to?
Yeah.
We slept like 2/3 of the night.
Yeah, you were basically halfway through the night before this started happening.
Perhaps a short rest, and then we leave it on.
I mean, we would have had a short rest. We want another one. I can, if it's healing that people need. I didn't. If it's your wounds that are causing you to hesitate, allow me. And he can cast Healing Spirit. And that can like heal over time if we like take, 15.
Are we going to take the point of exhaustion?
Do we take it for continuing right now?
What time was it?
So, especially since it was fairly early night, it was pretty much 1 a.m. Dawn would be coming around the 5 and 6 mark.
I'm sorry, you broke for me. What time did you say it was?
1 a.m.
And how far ahead are the swine herd?
For the time that you traveled, you have definitely made a lot of headway in catching up to them with the horses. And especially now that you've already started cutting through the forest, you are managing to cut an extra day off. So you'll be pretty much at their heels. And so they had a full 5 days ahead of you. But you know it takes at least a week and a little more to get there, especially since they're herding something.
So we have like 2 additional days, and we're practically on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
So technically we have time, and it's 1 a.m. and there's 2 people who need to be healed. So I think it makes more sense to rest.
Finish out the night.
Somebody else sees reason.
That
Liquor,
is 2 and 2.
Great influence.
Let's say
I will admit you have swayed me. If Jin agrees, I will allow agree to stay as well.
I love it.
It's the loud keyboard.
I think Jin has spoken. He has spoken. In text.
So I guess we keep going.
All right.
Alright, I cast Healing Spirit so that everybody can get as many heals as they need. So it'll heal you 9 per second every time you leave or just like walk in and out of it. It's like rain. It like falls
How
gently.
long does it last? 5 minutes to
Healing Spirit up to a minute, so 60 seconds.
Oh,
So you can get it. So you can get it up to 10 times. So that's 90 HP. So you can heal to full.
I'm just gonna put my health to full.
Yeah. Basically, the downside of this spell is that in combat, it's not super great, but it's a great out of combat spell because you can just all like stand around it and be like, "Hey, healing." It's supposed to cure wounds, which is even better, but
Alrighty. So, with
How many
that,
horses did we lose?
May I ask what the surrounding environment sounds like, feels like right now?
partially on fire, but not too bad. So, for the surrounding environment, aside from the 3 dead horses that are there, is well, actually, no, the 3rd. Yeah, because inevitable would have vanished. So 2. It seems fairly quiet, especially after the assassination of the Lerocrota and the goblins. Other than that, it's a fairly decent clearing. It's very obvious that they've probably used this location a few times due to the fact that it's a little more open than some, to try and draw people out away from the road to set up for ambushes like this before. But it is fairly lightly wooded. Obviously, it's not too hard to try and see into a little bit of distance with your night vision out as far as you can between the trees. There's not too many not too much brush, and overall the area is lightly misty, especially since it's early morning.
A little bit of dew on the ground.
DM, can we make a survival check just to find our way back to the original path we were following?
We were gonna cut through the woods. I thought that's partly why we came this way.
yeah,
Oh, okay, all right, but we
It's
have we
faster to
already have
follow
the appropriate
directly.
direction.
yeah. Well, we can follow the path of destruction.
Okay, that works.
So, especially, well, navigating through the early morning, not too hard of a survival check for whoever wants to make that, just to make sure you don't wander off too much.
Someone else would need to make that check.
He falls into a ditch and dies.
Trust us, we're druids.
Fucking damn. Alright, so. Well, especially. Especially being a monster hunter and Rain following her brother's energy.
Getting pumped.
Yeah, like especially on the point of tracking down these creatures and being so very, very close. Immediately following after them, managed to keep on track fairly easily, even though I didn't. Fucking god. Both are kind of wandering off a little bit. They, think they see a few signs, but man, to inspired by the power of Jinn, managed to.
While I shout out my cries of cheer, can I bring back Invincible?
Yes, you can. There you are. Need to fix this token again, I believe.
Why is your summoned horse the best and most interesting character in this party? It's upsetting.
Because I gave.
How do you do
Sword
that?
and
Because I want a token for my were tiger and my Black Ranger outfit.
I got a picture and then just made it a token.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean any picture token. You just put a bar on it.
To which I bound it to the warhorse and customized it for him. So, send it to me and I will be more than happy to.
I remember
Okay.
I gave you a dope Were Tiger picture too.
I think he was like naked though. I wear armor.
Well, I mean, that's why there's token stamps. You could definitely. As octopus appears in the forest and noodles somebody.
That'd be messed up, but like we're just like fighting something and all of a sudden we see an octopus just come on screen and just noodle away.
Yeah. I'm from Japan! Oh no. So,
I know where this is
he's going for the most charismatic one.
How are we
Away
doubling
from my
up?
system.
Are we gonna have to double up? Because I know Rain's riding with Jin.
Yep, so you got Ku and Nira. Ramus, I would imagine you have the other horse that Ku's riding.
I got Nara. Let's roll.
Alrighty. So, as you guys, you will take a point of exhaustion, but that will only affect skill checks. So anything like Arcana, Survival afterwards. But obviously this is taking place as the sun rises because you guys rode through the night. So that'll just cause disadvantage until you manage to get a long rest. But only for those.
For those who. Oh, for those skill check.
Yeah, for those skill checks. Alright. Left all these horses and people.
You're so diligent. You actually move people from sheet to sheet.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gotta keep these people in one nice collective. So, as you're making headway in the morning, you start to see boar tracks and very obvious groupings of the herd that is very close ahead. And not too far in the distance as the sun is at the full peak of sunrise and cresting over the hills and peeking over the forest. You manage to reach back onto the main road and you could easily follow the smell of the swine.
That crusty sunrise.
So, as you are quickly making your way up the road, you see a few merchants here and there pass by, but then you finally start to see the herd, which looks like a older man and one woman seems to be shepherding this group of swine to the next village.
Aiden. The goo.
Oh, yeah, I pull out the goo. Is it reacting to these pigs?
It
Are
is
these the pigs?
fully pressed up against the one side of the jar, trying to clearly reach these pigs.
Everyone hears in their head, this is them. Be cautious.
I'm gonna cast. Actually, will it work with horses if I cast Not Cloak of Shadows.
Pass without trace. If we
Pass
both
without-
cast pass without trace, I think we can cover the horses and everybody.
Yep, because it's everyone of your allies within a 30-foot radius of you.
Perfect. All right. In that case, I sign over to Aiden, give him a nod, and then
We tap our staffs on the ground at the same time.
True Tank.
Fusion.
All right, so we slink in front of them, or
Or
up
behind.
to them.
Up behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can either take 10s to the thing and just have a 20 or roll first, as everybody still roll stealth? Or
You could definitely take 10.
But
'cause
aren't we trying to stop them instead of like sneaking up to them to be like, "Yo, don't sell those pigs"? Do we assume that these guys are evil and they're brain slugged or whatever?
it's very likely, but also these pigs were sold from that. This is probably something we would have discussed before this point. But I at least would assume that these people had the pigs sold to them, and if they've become infected, it's been since that point. So I don't know.
So we, worst case scenario, we find out how much the pigs are from them.
we should split into two teams. One team to head them off stealth-wise, and then another team to actually talk to them and see if we can negotiate with them. If it looks like they do anything funny, stealth team sweeps in from behind them and
Charisma in the front, stealth in the back.
Right.
Fire from both angles. I like it.
Alrighty. So who's going to be approaching the older man and clearly the younger woman?
So I say, Mr. Paladin the Kid is definitely doing some talking.
who can actually pull off a stealth check? Because I know if I try,
Can I try? And if I fail, then
well, you should
mean-
just group up. I think it should be.
He did say we
guess-
could take a 10, and since we have the plus 10, it would be a flat 20 that anyone else would have to roll against.
Okay.
Like 10 is like you just do an average effort.
so I like what 17.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so well, I'm sitting here with the rogue, so I might as well
Hmm.
be part of stealth team.
All right. Well, I think it's druids and rogues in the back, and then the pretty ones are gonna go up. Look, they're even together. They're on the same horse. It's perfect.
You always gotta throw me in the front of fire.
Don't be the
Because you're
pretty
the
one.
only one who can not like.
You should have convinced me
I
to
think
roll
it's
up a bard.
About to
Guys, trust me,
suicide on
Jin's
my
got
character
this.
and make a,
No
make a
pressure, bro.
different character.
We're all just hyping up Jin.
This is the kind of hype man everyone needs.
You got this, bro. Take
Come
your
on,
horse.
Invincible.
That dope ass piece of shit. Strut over there.
Man,
I
just
mean,
talk him down.
strut over there. You got this, big boy.
That sounded like some sex phone operator type shit.
You just
Don't kick shame him. What
Hey,
if it was?
you
Right
like
on
this,
over there,
big
you-
boy? Hey, yo.
fucking what
Alright, so I shout out to the alderman.
You're
Sir! You're...
Yes,
you're shorty with the hair.
Shorty with the hair.
So, especially the much older, decrepit-looking man, you could see him slow down. He's got what looks like one boar kind of on a short leash, and kind of slowly shuffles to turn around to look at you. You can tell he's fairly weathered, but clearly used to this, just moving a little bit slower. Can I help you, sir?
Oh, I was just passing on this road and I saw you and your herd. How are you on this fine morning?
Good. I'm almost back to my hometown. Is
Oh, and where would that be?
Ronales.
Ronaldas.
just further up. It shouldn't be more than a day and a half. These old bones have a little bit of trouble making the trek sometimes, but it's still good money.
Ah, so you herd these boars and bring them to town for currency, I see.
Yes, there's not a lot that have the patience to keep track of the swine and bring them back to the more busier trades.
Jin, you hear in your head, ask him how much he paid for the swine and if he would be to sell them to us.
Sir, looks like a lot of fine swine to herd around. How about I take that off your hands? How much per boar?
Well, I would definitely be careful on taking them on back. You need to keep a close eye on them, and you can see that they're fairly skilled shepherds. They very clearly have just been, keeping them in the pack mentality, because he's got that what looks like to be one of the more like the leaders of the pack, an old-looking wild boar.
Say, ask him how much. We'll compensate him, and we will literally use his assistants to keep them together while we slaughter them so they don't murder everybody or turn them into zombies.
Wow, this is gonna become a public spectacle.
That's why we're doing it in the middle of the road and not closer to town.
I didn't hear in my head. Why won't we just burn the whole herd?
Because it is possible these are innocent.
They're just boars. If they're innocent, then they're just food.
I mean the man's life. He's clearly paid for these. Before we destroy them, we should see if he's going to part with them. If he's not, it suggests intent.
So, as you were having this brief conversation, especially to answer the previous question, is I usually get 50 gold for each of the swine, especially good, healthy ones like these. It's usually,
Really?
I guess people have a hard time keeping them in check, but Gragas,
50
yeah.
gold pieces, good sir. And you look like you just crawled out of the mud.
It's just,
50 gold pieces could buy a healing potion.
he's sitting here like chuckles at that stage.
Can I roll insight to see if he's swindling us?
Go for it.
I have advantage because I am a Clash Tar. Advantage on insight. 25.
He is 100% trying to bullshit you because he's looking at two very clean, very well dressed paladin and cleric people.
Very dangerous looking individuals.
Doesn't know you
Very
guys
clean,
exist.
very well dressed. We're probably covered in blood and gore.
I mean, we did ride through the night. We're like covered in ash from the falling, like burning trees.
Well,
We probably smell worse than the hogs, but why are we not using intimidation here?
Oh,
I mean, don't
damn,
say.
charisma.
Are you drunk enough to do that?
Yeah, come on, roll it. Where is it? Money where your mouth
Wait,
is.
what am I rolling? Wait, what am I
Intimidate.
rolling?
You
yeah,
called
what
it.
are you gonna say to him? Like, give me those fucking pics.
Give me the pick. Like, run up on him. Show him
Give
your
me your
hammer.
pick.
I'm gonna get off the horse and I'm just gonna slowly saunter to them while
God.
they're still talking between my
Yeah.
brother and them.
Oh yeah, this is that good
Who's the
shit.
main one speaking? This one or this one?
With
The
your
old dude.
with your like mace out.
The one that's speaking is definitely the elderly man here. The other one is a younger woman, probably looks more to be his daughter. That's just kind of taking up the trade.
Okay, those images look like
Is
they
she
have
ugly too?
some type of like weapons in their hands, or what are they?
Shepherding sticks.
Yeah.
Okay, could we
Or
just-
they're wizards.
Okay.
Take the wizard stuff.
I
Some
told
kind of-
you to take wizard stop. I'm sorry.
You're fine. So, what were you saying, Ray?
I was asking if we can do some kind of check to see if there's any like, I don't know, evil or ability or anything like that. Like,
I mean,
Do you want? Brain, you hear in your head. Do you want the goo? You could see if the goo is attracted to him.
Phrasing.
Do you want the goo?
Wow. You can hold the goo, thanks.
He's
I just-
stealthing.
Yeah, no, I'm hidden. You have to come. You have to come get the goop if you want the goop.
Yeah, that's gonna be real obvious, buddy.
Look,
So-
just come into the forest. It's fine. Goo, stop. He's making eyes at me while I'm talking telepathically to Rain. He doesn't know what's
Wow.
going on.
I just want to like saunter up to them while they're still having a conversation and look very menacing. Can I do that? to
Strong
start
silent
off
type.
and see, to see if he reacts to me or anything. Does he get scared? What's up?
Yes, go ahead and roll me intimidation. Unfortunately, we'll be at disadvantage because you guys did suffer a point of exhaustion riding through the night. You can tell it's an old man. He's looking pretty spooked at that, like seeing you just getting closer, like fucking, the power pose, the fucking full broad shoulders, just like hand down your weapon, like staring him down, like fucking really, that's the price.
Ask him the
That's
price
great.
again.
So I'm just gonna drop my mace to the ground. I'm gonna drag it behind me as I continue walking to him, and I'm going to ask him, how much was that price again? I didn't hear you quite clearly.
It's five gold peg. I'm sorry.
5 gold? Is that the same price as you gave my brother?
Jesus.
It's not.
It's almost as if you're trying to swindle us.
She's gonna bash his head.
Fucking dude is dead. I feel so bad for him.
I'm gonna keep walking towards him,
Oh god.
and I'm going to go. I think we should negotiate this.
You gotta like put your arm around him.
What are you a
Lead
cleric
on.
of again? Goodness, life.
I'm smiling. I am smiling, and this is for the good of the world. All right.
You're gonna take this dude's
Oh my
money.
god.
You're gonna swindle him out of his pigs for a good cause, but he doesn't know.
Or she's gonna bash his head in. With,
Or he's gonna die for the good of the
Both
land.
good options.
How many pigs are there? How many pigs
I'm
are
cool
there?
with either.
So even though it looks like there's a lot more, there's actually 9 total here.
Oh, I counted like 15.
Okay, and brother, what did he actually offer you the first time? Was it 50?
It sounded a lot like 50.
Yeah, I heard 50. So, I'm so glad we clarified that. 5 gold seems so doable. But like 1 or 2 of them look kind of sickly. We should knock off another 5. What do you say?
And then I stand in the background and I pull out my sword and just dig it into the ground and smile.
These are the lawful good characters of our party.
I'm walking
These
up
are
to
the
him
lawful
and
good
I'm putting-
characters.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put my arm around him and smile really, really wide. And sincerely, I might add, sincerely smile at
The
him.
twins do the same gesture at the same time. It kind of just
And
intimidates
ask
him.
him, again, that sounds good, right? That sounds like a great deal.
You can see like the daughter's getting like really nervous and fucking like clutching the fucking herding staff, and the father's just like shaking his head at her. You can see like the beard like shimmy side to side real quick.
Oh, you're intimidating little Bo Peep.
It's a perfectly fine deal to me. And
That's great. That's great. I'm so glad we see eye to eye. I really do. And I will give him the gold pieces.
How much did you do it for?
It was 5 a pop minus 5. So 40 gold. 40
Yep.
gold. Okay. And but I'm going to also, because I'm a nice person, give him the garnet, one of the garnet stones that I own. So technically he's getting 70 gold value. Nope, bullshit, 60 gold value. So he's not too afraid of us. We were just a little forceful on our deal.
just didn't hear him. We just didn't hear him well.
He,
Right. All I asked was for clarification. That's all I did. And I smiled and I hugged them. Come on.
You asked for the correct praise. You know.
gave him
Exactly.
the. You having a go at me?
just did the
So-
little bit
I'm
of
gonna
the
piss.
So,
You
So-
taking the piss.
So
is-
that's what I did. I gave him the 40 gold and I gave him a.
so with that, he does look fairly surprised, especially at the gemstone. He just, thank you. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again.
Yeah. And
Shay.
I'm going to tell him that, our gods are watching. Just remember that next time during your prayers. And I'm going to keep.
So he looks fairly nervous. Does the very very quick bow. And, come, Jaina, quickly.
As she walks away, I'm like, bye, Jaina.
And I turn around and I look
That's-
at all my allies and I smile and see, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
Now, what the fuck are we gonna do?
At the same time, before fully disappear, you do kind of get like an icy cold glare from Jaina and Jin.
She wants me.
But they quickly hurry off.
I'm gonna drunkenly wave at them really enthusiastically from behind. Goodbye!
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Be safe and dangerous roads out there!
Thank you. Come again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Like,
This is what a bandit must feel like.
Are we switching teams, brother? Are we,
Nah, we did this for the good, the greater
the
good.
good of the world!
The
See,
greater
I
good.
knew you would see it my way.
all right.
You guys went stealthy for no reason.
So
I'm just glad we made the check.
Good thing it's free.
I
Good
mean,
thing we can do it whenever we want, forever.
at the same time, especially since the elderly man kind of left them behind with you and left you the lead one. They all just kind of like huddle around you.
I just want to look at everybody else and be like, okay, someone take the pigs from me, because this is not the part I wanted to sign up for. Take the pigs. Somebody help.
Can I hold out the jar, or above pig height, but I hold out and I see if the pigs react to it.
The pigs don't react. But
What the fuck, guys?
Can I make an animal handling
Still made a
check?
friend.
Can I make
Does
an
the
animal
jar-
handling check, please?
The pigs don't react to the jar, but the jar react to the pigs.
It does. You can
It
tell
does.
it's still trying to reach. the pigs are now following. So,
What the fuck?
Can I attempt to corral the pig, please?
go ahead and roll me an animal handling at disadvantage.
21.
Take
Huh.
them away.
So at this point, you managed to get their attention. Probably jingle like a little ration in front of them, and they start noticing that you got like an apple or something, and they start following your horse and just following you around.
So now we kill these things.
Do we
Are
get
they
to the
all
pig
infected?
after?
Alright, we one by one single out the pigs and see if the jar reacts to them. The good pigs we keep as pets and name, bad ones we murder and eat. Well, maybe we don't eat them.
Oh, that was. Yeah,
Maybe we eat
no.
some of the good ones. Oh, maybe we eat the good ones.
So we gotta determine which one's good and which one is infected.
How good is my control of the pigs? Can I send them one at a time over to everybody else?
You could try to send one to somebody else. Somebody else would have to give another animal handling just to kind of keep them separated as you sort out the herd.
Mm.
Am I good with animal handling? I have no idea. I absolutely probably am not.
I look at my fellow druid.
Oof! Don't look at me.
Are you a druid?
No, I'm just saying, don't look at me.
I have not.
That animal handling is bad.
No, you're pretty. You're not
I'll
wise.
give
We
you
know.
that.
Should I try
Let me
animal
see.
handling? No, I'm gonna sit.
I would pass someone the jug so you can test the pigs. Ouch.
Alright. Oof. Alrighty, so
Do I get that with advantage or?
well no, it would be flat because you are exhausted.
Oh, all right.
So unfortunately it's a little hard. You have to chase them down a little bit sometimes, but yeah. Aside from them kind of like trying to run off and start digging up roots and other good treats to eat, you for this, go ahead and roll me a Arcana or a Perception item as you can. I know fiddle with the jar and try and see which one gets the biggest reactions.
I clicked the perception button. There it is.
All right.
I saw a 14 or a 12.
Alrighty, so you do manage to find 2 that are not infected. The other 7, unfortunately, are definitely infected. You can see that the jar, the strange ichor, is constantly just like up against the wall, occasionally like trying to latch onto a pig when you hold it nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Though the pigs, they have no clue what's going on. They occasionally smell the jar and try and eat the lid on occasion.
But that's the most. Well, it seems like we have some extermination to do. Do we roll initiative or?
Just
I cover the innocent pig's eyes.
The 2 surviving pigs.
I cast blindness and deafness on them so they don't hear or see what's going on.
Well, at least you're considerate.
Alright, so you cast blindness and deafness on the 7 remaining pigs?
No, on the 2 that are gonna live.
Alright, well...
I'm kidding, I don't have that spell, but that would be funny.
It would be fucking god.
Can we like lead the 2 away?
You definitely can. Like...
We'll go tie them up somewhere else.
You guys are being really, really worrisome about these 2 pigs.
Look,
Well,
man.
I mean,
probably
it could be
gonna cook them
rations.
Somebody just.
Yeah,
attacked
we need
them.
some food. I'm taking a nap.
All right, so can we tie 2 of them like here?
You definitely can. You have to do like a little bit of a pig lead. It's a little tougher. Pigs are a lot slipperier and stronger than you expected.
I pull out. I don't know. I was gonna say I pull out an apple, but that would get all of them.
You just have the little pig army chasing after Aiden.
I cast. Are we gonna take a rest after this?
Yeah, I'll do it all in cantrips.
All right. Yeah, I create a bonfire in the middle of these pigs.
You just cook them.
I create a bonfire. Yeah, an explosion of fire happens.
I'm just picking them off one by one
Well,
from 120 feet off.
Just producing flame and like burning pigs. It's horrific. Their screams will haunt the forest. Those people that like we bought them from can definitely hear this.
well, the moment you produce the bonfire on one of them, let me double check. Well, it would immediately die, but we're gonna
Like in the middle of but yeah.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. Unfortunately, it would only hit one of them, but
Tears.
Can we pen them in before you do something like that, like with a wall of thorns or some shit? Because you're druids.
I've already fire bolted 2. I mean, I've already rolled them. Sorry.
already been slung, unfortunately. But
I mean, I can cast a wall of thorns.
two of them drop immediately.
How many are left?
6.
It would be the 5 as we throw off initiative as their faces fold back to show a maw of what looks almost like a leech's mouth just filled with teeth.
What is this? Fucking John Carpenter's The Thing now?
Hell yeah.
I die now. Now is when Aiden dies. This is when I roll the bard. Get ready.
Need to start a fucking Deadpool.
I mean, I've already got one character marked as dead. You didn't make me delete the character sheet, which was nice.
Sure. I'm not so cruel.
I definitely took away a character's sheet when they died playing in real life, but I didn't like get rid of it. Like you gotta use it to bring back to murder them later.
Well, it's too many good memories. Too many good memories.
Of course. I love that shit where people like frame their like characters at like level 1 and level 20. Oh god, the music has started.
At least 2 of them have died now right out the gate.
Aiden, you're not looking too safe for me, bud.
Nope, and it rolled real low on initiative.
It's
They
okay,
all-
because
They all get a chance to bite.
we have a handful of people going first, so...
Oh, Rain, you're gonna run up and help me, right? You gonna get right up in there with me, right? You gonna help me out? You gonna help out your buddy?
So I gotta roll for both me and Invincible.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Invincible, because I would imagine you're going to dismount him, probably.
Yeah. I wasn't on him, I was on the ground.
Is my
That is
warhorse
good.
loyal enough to help me?
In this situation, no. And it's unfortunately a draft
Oh, a draft
horse.
horse, right. It's not even a war. We're poor. Why do we give that guy so much money? What the fuck?
Because
I
it's
saw.
hard
Because we took his horses in, like, the middle of the night to go hunt some pigs.
Everyone knew they weren't coming back.
Hey, thanks for the horses. We're going to slaughter some animals and probably never return.
Alright. And Rain, that light crossbow shot will definitely hit as the closest one, or one next to Aiden you were going for.
No, I'm gonna try to make myself look real cool, and I'm gonna aim for this guy right here that was right in front of Aiden, and I'm gonna like strike him right in the face, and he's gonna collapse.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll me that damage.
Eh.
Alright, so definitely squeals out in pain, bloodied. But these were sizable hogs, and you could tell that it'd probably take another shot like that to take it down.
No. Okay. Well, I'll pass. I'll stay right here.
Alrighty.
But I got you, Aiden, in the next round.
You've abandoned me to the fucking monster pigs.
Can I roll up with the
Fucks.
horse, or no?
You totally can. The horse counts as your movement, so you and Ku would full approach.
You know what? I'm not possibly killing another horse. So, crap, I want advantage, but I don't want to put myself by 3 of them. So, I guess I'll go next to Aiden, this one right here. I take a swing at it.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
I just did. It's probably a delay.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Oh,
go.
damn.
God,
Fucking on point. Jesus.
that's an 18. What the shit?
Alrighty, with that, you easily run up and just split this head completely in half. And it flops down, undulating.
Crap, I should have counted how far I was. It's 1, 2.
Well, dismounting
5.
from the horse, that would have only been your 20. So,
20?
yep, you got another 10. Because when you dismount from a
So-
creature, you would be from any adjacent tile around it.
Okay. So, screw it. Put myself in a bad position here. Actually, where was I here?
Yep.
So I go after the closest one to him, that one, and I take another swing.
That definitely hits. Oof, another quick right across the neck. Spill out the organs from the side. You can tell that whatever happened to these creatures has definitely made their bodies unstable and almost gelatinous.
Yeah, that's it, since technically I'm engaged with this one, right?
For that, yep.
Alright, so I ready myself.
Alrighty. Mira's going to try and quickly run up there. 30, so she'll do a dash. Get stuck in. Thalos.
Okay. Well,
This one
since
is going
everyone's
to
trying
attack
to
next.
run.
This one right here.
Okay. All right. I ride my. I'm sorry. How much movement does the horse have?
60 feet. So you can definitely easily get into any position pretty much that you want.
Sorry. How long do we do it? Like.
Oof.
All right. So the horse runs right up to over where Ramus is, and rears up, and I will. And as I'll use my bonus attack to summon my fire sword, my main attack to actually slash this one. It's right there.
Very nice. Go ahead and hit that good old attack with advantage, because you count in the base of the horses, so you near connect to that fashion. Oh, very nice. That definitely hits. With that, you immediately set this mutated hog aflame. Squeals out a little bit. And it falls down, burning.
With the extra movement, I just move the horse over there, and I let it. Can it kick or something, or?
With that, unfortunately not, because you're the one who did the main attack action, and you're not separated. You're counting as one unit while you're mounted.
Well, in that case, yeah, no, I'll remain where I am to give everyone else advantage, and that's it for me.
Alrighty. Alright, so mutated hog. Well, Nir ran up, so it's gonna try and turn and bite down on her.
Did she not get in his healing rain?
Yeah, Nero should have been full health at the start of this fight.
How much did your healing ring go for?
It was a total of 90.
Oh, jeez, man. Yeah, so she'd be full, and that the teeth just scrape off her armor as it tries to gnaw on her leg as she's winding up her axe.
I'm almost tempted to be like, I want to skip my turn to let her hit something.
Jin.
Alright. Let's see.
Show them, good paladin! Well,
So I'm gonna draw out my longsword. And I'm gonna make my way downtown. Woo! And I forgot that I don't have a longsword no more. If I bring out my modified pike +1, I'm gonna take a stab at that ugly pig thing.
The pig leech.
with your phalanx pike.
That definitely strikes true.
Alright, and I will pierce it.
You pierce the side and could see more of this nasty, bloated organs spilling out from the side, but it's barely holding on after a strike like that.
And then I take my extra attack and do it again.
Very nice.
I'll stab it again.
Oh. So at that, you quickly lance to the back. You can hear the crunch of what's left of its spine snap as it just goes completely limp on the ground.
And as it limps on the ground, I whistle out, and my dancing sword comes out and goes for the remainder pig.
Damn, son.
Getting full style.
Damn dancing sword.
Alright, so it tries to strike down, but unfortunately, with the squirming, it kind of just does a glancing blow. Not enough to pierce too deep.
It does more of a river dance.
Yeah.
More of 2 steps than dance.
A little bit of a 2-step, yeah.
Alright, and I will end my turn.
Alrighty.
You know, we should have like an icon for my dancing sword.
So, from back here, Pooh sitting on top of the horse. He is going to pull out, looks like some kind of components from his little bag. You're not sure where he got it from. And he's going to fire Scorching Rays at the fucking last swine. So, well, the 2 will hit, or the 15 and the 20 will strike, the 11 will not. But managed just to roast the last pig.
I have an out-of-game question I have to ask. I've been thinking about how long, realistically, did you intend us to have Nero around for?
As long as you wanted. You hired her as a mercenary, even though she's still
I know, but how?
But like
But like, what did you think? Was she gonna be
I think
like?
initially she was supposed to kill us.
Well, I thought it was a 50-50 where either you guys could have straight up killed her or didn't want her around because she belted you guys so fucking hard and you would maybe think she's too dangerous to have around.
Nah, she hit that fucking hard. Why wouldn't we want her on our side?
In all honesty,
That's what I was thinking.
It was mainly because Ramus wanted to clap cheeks.
Yeah, kind of.
which, you know, all quiet on that front.
Well, I mean, she clearly felt bad for belting Ramus so many times with the fucking axe and taking him down.
Yeah.
And clearly likes him to a degree, not just for the factor of the money, but obviously nothing's really been broached in that subject.
I don't know. Getting sliced 3 times by an axe is a little bit of a sensitive issue.
Yeah.
She meant it or not.
Alrighty. So with that, you've managed to purge the 7 tainted pigs. The older gentleman and his daughter Jaina and headed off back towards town. At this point, no longer abated by the swineherd. You got the 2 swine that are clean to eat.
Does the goo point in any other direction, or does it, like, dead now?
At this point, it's gone pretty much completely inert. So, as you do study the goo, go ahead and actually roll me a Arcana or Perception. Alright.
Monster Hunter, son.
Alright. So, especially with this new tracking device that you've kind of jury-rigged up with the jar, and especially getting a little bit of a better feeling with it, it is going towards the direction of the town where the pigs were heading. Not heavily, very just sluggishly, like it's distant, or maybe just because it spent so much energy trying to get to the pigs that were so immediately close, and it kind of like exhausted itself because it was freaking out the entire time when the pigs went full leech mode.
But it definitely looks like it's going towards the town.
Yes.
I guess I turn around. So, who wants to hunt some more goo?
What does it have to do?
This is the closest hint we have towards any of these other runes and what they're after. And I'd rather get there before somebody else does, or that army. Or
of
the
the
army
defense
that's
of
being
Otren?
built. What'd you say?
Because of the defense of Otren.
Good question.
Shall we abandon them?
No. How close is the town?
Right, especially riding on horseback, going back and forth. You were already headed out the 2 days cutting through the forest, which you've made safe for the time being, as well as the fact that if you were to go back on road would be the 3 days, but obviously you can easily cut that by heading through the night and just having a single point of exhaustion like you do now. You also know that Commander Zhang had moved forward to the forest originally, where you found the Knoll Fortress, to set up a more forward fortress to also impede spy work or even find where the gnolls or other people are to try and make sure that the army can keep getting its supplies on the route.
So he's kind of buying us time?
Lots of it, because he's basically making sure that the supply route stays open.
Let's go hunt us some fucking goo. Let's get us some more runes that we won't have to fight a demon or an army for. This essentially helps Otren and our quest. Well, sort of quest.
Say
All right.
Eugen.
Why is it always left up to me? Guys,
Because you only
lead
one.
the way.
Because you're fucking handsome,
Red
bro.
Ranger. Duh.
I'm the what?
Red Ranger.
Well, Gold Ranger.
Let's make Kupo Shack an honorary Red Ranger.
I wouldn't do that.
Woo! What's a ranger?
You don't want to know.
We do everything.
Alright,
We
I
made
feel
every
like
decision majority. So
feel like the goo leading in the way to where we gotta go. We still have a point of exhaustion, but it's only towards certain skill checks that we don't use all the time. So I feel like we can just lead the way. We're pretty full on health. We have our spell slots. Let's go stop this creature in its.
So 2 for 2.
Can we rest? What the fuck?
Yeah, you could. That'd be gonna rest on the roadside with your new fresh pig buddies.
They could
Yeah,
stay far
Bacon and breakfast.
Pork chop and bacon. Also a
Very
little bit of
well.
spare rib.
Be it.
I think you cut out. What did you say?
So be it.
So
So
be
be
it.
it. Let's
Yeah.
just go.
Let's do it. Agreed.
Alrighty, so heading to town to just quickly, find a place to rest and also to basically get off the roads and have somewhere soft to lay your head.
Yeah.
So, let me collect all of y'all real fast, which you would be able to find at the entrance of this town. Stables to stable your horse.
Yay. Give old Blanchy a good rest.
They're all looking pretty tired and hungry, especially from running through the night. So, I forgive the bit of a tongue twister, which, let me place you guys down.
Oh, this is big. Holy shit. This is like a city.
Which, yes, this would be the first real major city that you guys have been in. That's in the area of Otren, which is let me quickly get the name. Is a bit of a tongue twister. Uh, Ronal Lenzali is the full pronunciation.
Spell that? Oh, there we go.
Which, obviously, if you're looking for it in the area of Otren, you are not far from the ocean, but it's still a little bit inland. Way down here by main trade routes and a river. So the river's not far, but the main trade. In which, if you spent another day, you would be able to make it towards the beaches.
Shit.
Be able to get that golden tan.
Hmm.
But
I support partying. I totally support partying.
so, especially at the more grandiose entrance of the city, you have the Mercenaries Guild front and center on the left side, the stables on the right side.
Here?
Yep. Right up here would be the Mercenaries Guild. The Brass Blade, as they label themselves. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But, the stables to your south, where obviously you would be able to keep your draft horses as well as invincible, is clearly dwarven run. And it's just simply called the Pig's Rest. And just a little up the way, there is a very clear, loud, and boisterous tavern, not too far from the little four-way section where you can see shops and some of the main people on the more prominent drag who clearly have paid more to be front and center. You can see the sign up front called the Dancing Fairy. So,
Anything else of note, or just like private residences?
on the mix to that, as you do look down the main drag, you can see quite a large and boisterous market. You do see quite the interesting mix of people passing in and out. Gnomes, halflings, tieflings, dragonborn. Do even see that there are a mix of occasional drow, dwarfs, and as well as a few elves.
Minotaur.
Yep, the Minotaur who's sitting in the main market doesn't seem to be doing anything threatening. Easy enough to say. Once you head down the main drag into the market section, you would see, obviously, what looks to be a four-armed man peddling weapons and swords of all sorts and sizes. Poets writing and singing songs with a little bit of crowds mixed in. A couple people with herbal shops, tea shops, as well as the very curious Minotaur who's sitting out front. What looks like a halfling's half pubbery. Almost seems like he has various, well, mixes and drinks of his own design that he seems to have gone a very well-paying patron, though everyone seems to be off-standish of him. He doesn't really seem to pay any heed to it. He just seems to be enjoying the halfling's unique brews, from what you can tell. But as well as quite a few other mixings and goings-ons here. You can see that there are quite a few signs, people looking for other, well, workers, main hands, others that are looking to get supplies, clear out certain sections. This seems to be a veritable mix of who's who or what kind of job you're looking for, as well as even some people who are just looking to live a more simple life and just continue being, a little bit of heavy labor, but, more relaxed living that's well protected by, obviously, the trained towns guard. Not, extraordinarily trained, but you can tell they at least know how to use the spear that they're carrying.
First things first, I guess, looks to see which way the goo's pointing before stabling the horses, obviously.
Alrighty. So, trying to track down exactly where the goo takes you. Go ahead and roll me the perception or arcana for that. As you can see, Ku is not wasting any time going to the dancing fairy, drawn by the music coming from it.
sorry if I did not hear, but does this place have like a chapel or a church or anything?
Within the confines of the market, no, but there's definitely quite a few temples. There are multiple. You can see, especially since this is a little bit more of a prominent trade section, that they have quite a few people, Paylor, Lythander, all that, and even a few.
Can you pinpoint where the like temples are?
Unfortunately, no. I need to start slapping more temples in. It would be just beyond the main drag here, just past the two guards in between. As you could tell that obviously they have the main guild, the inn, and then obviously the market in between, and then just beyond the temples.
So it's like over yonder.
Yes.
As I find out this information, I turn to my sisters like, might as well take some time in the chapel and look over your spell book and see what you might need in the future.
That's a good idea. Are you coming with me?
Yeah. Didn't I
Alright, so you
have
lead the way.
an item that could be checked to be blessed? Like, I don't remember. Such a while. Check my character sheet.
Do you mean the two daggers?
Yeah, we wanted to do something with those daggers.
Oh, the
Yeah.
spider daggers?
No, we made twin daggers with amethyst stones.
Oh, that's right.
And we were gonna get them enchanted at the temple. We're gonna have them.
Yes.
What's it?
You could get them blessed. You can have them silvered. They could be moon touched, where they have a soft glow. Can also be enchanted to have +1 or even just deal possible radiant damage for how much you are able to afford the blessing upon the blades.
Well, we got some gold, so...
Ooh, how much does that cost?
Especially with the temples more appropriately fixed in this current area, you would imagine that, especially in the higher side, they would be able to bless imbue your blades, probably to more realistically within grasp an extra D4 D6. The D6 would definitely be like 1,000 gold per weapon.
Shit. Potion of invincibility.
But obviously
Or
that would be
invulnerability.
the 1,000 would definitely be on the higher side and what they would be able to do, because they are notable
So-
temples, but they are not like prestigious like cathedrals.
Would they? Can they do anything with armor? Because I'm about to give them my +1 scale mail. See.
For that, well, Rain and Jin would definitely know, especially for temples like this. They would be able to grant you a temporary boon, obviously pending your donation, because unfortunately even the gods are still in need of some form of offering. That you would be able to have protection from good and evil up to 24 hours if you were to give them a good 20 gold. Obviously, it would
That's
be
a steal.
An imbued armor with protection of good and evil for 24 hours. That is a steal.
Yeah.
Obviously
any
it goes
way to-
in
if I
quarters.
What if I give them 30 gold instead of 20?
With the 30 gold, they could definitely push it up. It does take a little bit more, so obviously they would have to use higher spell casting, but at that point it would start pushing into the 2-day mark, but then it would start to increment a little bit more, because that much more magical energy and power, even divine, does exhaust a person quite exponentially. So it would start to get to the 100 gold mark.
So it would be like 20, then 100?
Yeah.
Alright, so I give them 20 gold.
Alright. So you would definitely be able to.
And my +1 scale mail.
Alright. So obviously when you go back to pick that up, it will only take about an hour for the full blessing once they fully anoint it and everything.
Okay, so do we have to go there and drop it off?
Yes, you would. You would have to leave it there for a little while for them to cleanse
Okay.
it and bless it.
Like an hour.
Well,
Ramus
there's
also,
no
is this
way.
a guard here?
Yes, that is one of the city guards. They obviously camp out there because stables.
I asked the guard about any sort of information he has about what's going on in the town or outside the town. If he knows any, who should I talk to? Who would know? Who's the information man to go to?
I burst in real
and I
quick to the
throw him.
dancing fairy, and I take the drink away from Kupo, and then I just come back out.
And I throw 3 gold at the guard as I ask him.
You just like toss the coin to the guard and like, here, take that.
No, I like put it in his hand.
Oh, I'm about to
Like,
say,
as
'cause you,
I-
like
as
toss
I
the coin
greet
to him.
myself.
Toss a coin to your
As I greet him,
Uh,
I like shake his hand with the gold and ask him, like, "Good sir."
Also, point to your Witcher.
That's
So,
true.
yes.
We gotta toss it to Ramus.
I was like, "Yeah, give me your gold."
So, at this point, he does point at the Brass Blades Guild. He points to, if you're looking for caravan jobs, you definitely want to talk to Jorgar Agalon in there. He's one of the head guild leaders. Dragonborn usually sits closer to the kitchen while listening to the bard sing away. But
Well,
if you're looking for anything that's a little more underbelly, there's the Silken Shadows over in the market. You wanna talk to the herb shopkeeper and tell him the Spider's Kiss sent you, and he'll tell you the back room.
the backroom gossip. You cut out a little.
It would be the backroom gossip for what you're looking for. If it's anything on the undermarket side, he isn't really publicly welcome.
And then I show him. I guess I show him a peek of into the bag. Would he know anything about what to do?
He looks at the head and oh. You probably want to deal with the one of the wizards, probably.
And where would I find said wizard?
He points down there, and as soon as you hit the main market, take a left. Keep walking down the underpass there into the little alcove. You're gonna see probably 2 old-looking geezers, probably playing a game on the main table there. They're the 2 you want to talk to. They do a little bit of alchemy and magic. They always have an interest in weird little pieces like that. Kyle looks into the bag again at the fucking weird ass head that you got. Like, the fuck is that?
You don't want to know. Probably keep you up at night. It's the least weird thing we've seen in these past couple.
That's fair enough. I'll stick to my cushy job of keeping a watch over some of the horses and pigs here.
I thank him again, and I guess I tuck. No, fuck it. I gave him 3 gold. I thank him again, and then I come back and I relay to, I guess, the 3 Nira, Aiden, and Thalos. We have a couple people to see. We just gotta figure out who to go see first.
Then let's get after it.
Did we already?
Unless
I'm
we
sorry about
split.
that. Did we already like put the horses away? I know you said you wanted to, but is it already taken care of?
Are all the horses away?
For that, yeah, it's just a gold a day to keep them all there. That's not an issue.
Oh. Did your contact? Sorry. Did your contacts mention anything about magic shop?
Well, there's a couple of wizards. There's some back alley herbalists. Probably into some dark stuff.
I'd love to know who the back alley herbalist is.
That's who I'm gonna bring this thing to, or maybe
We
the
gotta
wizards.
keep
Dispensary
Kupo Shack
go
away
first.
from them.
Let us be sure to go and visit that one. today.
I think we probably gotta try and see everybody.
Should also try and find lodging, just so we have a day's rest. At the very least.
Are we splitting to converse, or are we?
No, we're rolling with you. I mean, where are we heading first? It's a walking conversation.
Because these guys might have some information, but where was he? Where was he, over here or something?
For that, yes, there was the drow herbalist.
Oh, okay, yeah, we have the herbalist over here, who's probably a little more in tune the things we're searching for in our mission, and then we have the wizards over here, who probably do something about this and give more information and hopefully wizarding stuff. As much as I hate fighting, sure love me someone who's got some magic.
Okay, well, while the Delacroix are off, let's
We're right
go see
here.
the alchemist.
I was gonna say we're right here if you want to see anything about these guys, the guild over here, or do you want to save that for last?
Do you think we're gonna have to do any persuading? That's the bigger question.
Yeah, because you guys are all still hit with exhaustion right now.
Can we get some fucking sleep?
All right,
Where's the inn at? We need rest.
Let's get ourselves some lodging first and foremost, and then we'll come back out and talk to these shopkeepers.
Okay.
The multiple places of lodging, obviously the Dancing Fairy is the more expensive side. On the cheaper side, you would definitely find out very quickly, the north side of town is the Green Wretch.
Green Wretch.
That is
Which
a
place
lovely
is that?
name. Sounds like a lovely town.
Ironically, up here, and there would be two familiar faces.
Yeah, I saw that. So it's
No. So
we probably
much no.
should go there not to sleep.
On the other side, though, the Brass Blades are a mercenary company. They do have an inn above the guild hall, obviously for rent. It would be equal price to the Dancing Fairy, but obviously still a fair cheap silver for a night. And obviously that does come with a full breakfast in the morning.
So do we go to the tavern or the mercenaries? And while we can talk to those
We
guys.
might be able to get more information from the merc.
Is there a waffle maker with the merc?
Important questions of the decade.
For food-wise,
Can I get a nice strawberry juice?
If anyone wants to make me a smell an advantage with, enhanced senses, you can definitely tell, which chef is cooking what.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
what
what
do
do
you
we
know?
Wow. Someone finally gets to use their ability.
What am I using for this?
Perception. So, unfortunately, be flat normal again because you're exhausted. Alright.
He did that on purpose.
So,
He did.
You guys rode through the night. So, you can definitely smell the Dancing Fairy has the more sweeter side. They definitely have a few pastries. There's definitely some meats there, but you can tell that they have their fair share of baked goods, sweeter ales, gin, especially the drink that you took from Ku. Even though it's still a hearty ale, fairly dark, it has a very rich cherry flavor that follows after.
Just like how I like them.
So it's almost like a meal in itself, practically. It's very tasty.
We're gonna have to get some to go.
All right. So
Where was that from? The mercenaries?
That was from the Dancing Fairy.
yeah, the Desert. The mercenary side, you could smell quite a fair amount of heavier side meals, meats, rich hearty breads. You can even see through the doors that they keep very wide open and loud as the satyr that's off in the corner on the bench sitting there playing on the dulcimer that, especially between the few people talking, very boisterous, loud. Though you do see the heavier, richer side, and even the Dragonborn himself kind of tearing into a fresh haunch of meat. You could tell that they are the one more heavier towards meat and richer kind of breads and sorts like that. Probably would get something more akin to a dwarven mead here that could probably knock your socks off pretty heavily. As
we're going to.
As well as just a quick side note, you do see also a drow sitting there feeding raw meat to his pet wolf.
Unsanitary.
He's obviously not properly observing social distancing.
Are we actually peeking in through the door, or are we gonna walk in?
My daughter says hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Heyo, which one is it?
The eldest. She wants to
Heyo.
say hi to the D&D crew. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back and play. Bye.
Leave me, child.
You're gone.
I quit my children so I can go play.
That's a fair choice.
I'm sorry, child. I've quit you for the night.
All right. So, which place would you be residing to?
Whichever's got the better food, and I'm more of a savory person, so I guess I'm gonna go for here. It's two birds, one stone. We can rest and ask for information.
All right, going to the Brass Blades.
Am I going alone?
Aiden's coming with you. He's hungry.
All right, Garrow's definitely following in.
We're not gonna run into the pig guy, right?
So long as you stay out of the more peasant-y side. You can tell
We'll
this
probably
is
end
like
up
the
going
main
that way anyway, but
I'll stay out of it.
Jin's searching around for these. Jin, as you do look around in there, you definitely immediately take notice of the one hardier man with a scraggly beard, long wavy hair, talking to the main barmaid there. As he himself is fairly jovial, she looks a fair bit more stoic, but at the same time, the very bizarre friend he has beside him, with the kind of gold and ivory mask covering over himself. If this man was, say, a spy or anything, you would definitely put him in the forefront of like skilled assassin or even a inquisitor in a way. Just as he's sitting there having a good laugh and talk, but even when he goes to take a bite of his food, refuses to take off the mask and kind of like tucks it underneath it.
Of all the times not to have mage hand, god damn it.
You want to take off his mask?
I mean, only a little bit.
It can't look worse than you.
Wow, rude.
Alrighty. But you can definitely see Ku is sprayed up and looks like he's actually getting ready to try another one that has kind of like what looks like mixed berries kind of set at the top and a little nice head of foam to it.
And I go in between Ku and the wavy hair dude that's very jovial, and I take the drink out of Ku's hand. I take a sip from it.
It tastes almost like spiked fruit punch.
You don't know what you're missing here, Ku. These are delicious.
Come
And
on.
then I tell the bartender to give him one. Give him a big one, a nice big one.
she you can see his smile kind of creep across her face. She serves up a pretty hefty sized one. You've seen like tankards before, like dwarven tankards that would put a lot of mugs to shame. This one is pretty much double that. It looks like a person should be like ogre fisting this. At this point, you can see his eyes kind of go like wide for a moment.
as his eyes peer over the
Yeah.
tanker.
He looks over the tanker and like into it. Keep in mind, Kuposhak's only 3'2", so this thing's massive. He's like slowly trying to tip it back, like, it smells so good. Just like starts like chugging as best as he can from the side, while not trying to fall off the bar edge.
As the tankard is given to him, I ask the bartender, how much is it for the drink for my little buddy?
Oh, well, the full tankard like that, it would only be 2 silver.
So, yeah. As I pay the bartender, I turn to the nice hair-looking guy, stranger with the good hair. I tell him, "Oh, you look so happy. What brings you in today?"
Well, we managed to finish out one of the clearing of a goblin den not too far out. Had a rather impressive wizard originally. Not sure what happened to him, but he seemed to have lost his spell book at some point. It made it a lot easier to be able to take him down quickly.
And I think in my head, very loudly so it wakes Aiden up. Do we still have that spell book? I gotta think harder.
One of them has it. I
I'm
don't think
thinking
we went to
harder
bed
so it
yet.
wakes him up. No, like
I think we just
I'm trying to get a
said-
mental
oh.
link to like trigger on Aiden.
I mean, he's probably drinking, so I don't know that he's looking for a mental trigger. Do you make eyes at him from across the room?
Wait, aren't you like in my head all the time?
Not when we're like traveling, we're resting.
But they're
It's
also
night.
different.
It takes concentration.
Also, you're asleep now?
Give him the sexy eyes.
I mean, I said I can't. I came
I
out
am
with.
not trying to
with
sleep
randoms.
with the guy. Alright?
Right, but maybe he'll like link with you and you could be like, actually, no homo, but I need to know about a spell book.
I mean, I know we have the spell book. I don't know.
Do I have it?
I want to know who has it.
You or Talos has it. One of you took it.
I will have it. I will say I have it.
Alright.
That's quite interesting story because me and my companions took down some goblins as well, and including a big scary looking monster who threw spells.
Hugh.
And you
I
guys,
do not have it, by the way.
then the rest of your compatriots must have found those whom probably escaped before our main attack. There had to be at least a good 50 in there, along with the Devastator. He called himself the Devastator. He was kind of piddly without his spellbook, and it was like tickled.
So he didn't have his spellbook with him, so you managed to take him down with ease then.
Yes, it was rather fortunate. I definitely thank the gods for that. I thought it would be maybe a possible loss of one of the comrades, even though we planned it out a little bit.
Was this a mission that you were bestowed upon, or just happened to come across these goblins?
Well, I managed to take up the mission from Jorger Aglon. He was been holding on to that one, making sure that at least a larger group was taking it and not some inexperienced party. Yeah. It gets very dangerous when they build up a big base like that in a cave. Lots of traps and very dangerous situations. By the way, my name is Broad.
Broad. I'm Jin. And is the masked fellow your friend as well?
This silent one. Everys.
Everest. And I extend my hand over to Braun and Everest and give him a kindly shake.
Hey, Broad will do like the full Spartan shake and shake you like your whole arm almost feels like your shoulder's gonna fall off.
Man to man.
Yes! I can see you're a mighty man yourself. You definitely train sometime. It'll be interesting.
Mighty
man!
This little one over here is Kupo Shack. I still don't know his purpose, but he still hasn't left us.
Little.
I make potions. Well, now I do.
Now he does.
And now it's my job to get drunk.
I slam my mug on the counter and was like, bartender, another one for me and my friends over here.
Right away.
And serve yourself one while you're at it.
You can see a quite little smile from her, and she gives you a good old wink.
Hey.
So, as you're charming it up with the good old mercenaries at the dancing fair, Kuposhak having a time of his life as he gets deep into the massive cup before him.
Then we could segue into the other party members.
Yeah! As you are in the brass blades, you do see there are clearly there's a very noisy, what looks like a skilled warrior sitting next to the Dragonborn, as the dwarf seems to be enthralling him with a long and lengthy tale of the recent invasion of the Goblin Cavern. And you do see the drow, clearly a ranger, kind of just rolling his eyes, occasionally like giving a chicken heart to the dog, or even one of the prepared livers that you can see much more clearly now, and giving him a good hearty pat on the side as the wolf kind of eyeballs you guys a little bit, but you can tell that the other group listening to the music is a lot more amiable than the drow, who seems to...
So are those four a party? The two in the tavern with Jin, and the dwarf and the drow?
For far as you can tell, yes. That, or maybe even just work together, seeing how they are. There is a mercenary guild here, so they probably all decide to take the job up together for the pay.
Alright, Ramus, interesting. We actually just ran into some goblins and this and one of these, and he again kind of opens the bag, doesn't pull it out, but he just kind of like lifts it a little.
Oh shit, I didn't realize you brought my wife's mother here.
I quickly ask him about the rune, if they if they've seen anything or heard anything about the runes. Not like make it the focal point, just kind of like slide it in and talking to them about the goblins and what they just did in their they went into like a cave.
Oh, that you can see the much more heavily plated Dragonborn clearly is the heads up of the brass blades here. Goes to take a look at it, and I heard a few words about this on the roads. Unfortunately, we weren't able to really track anything down. I figured it was from the Goblin's base, but I guess we consider ourselves lucky that you guys ran into it, and I hope you didn't suffer any losses for it.
Yeah, the fucker could read. Slinging spells.
I could definitely say thank you for that, and especially for the goblins, and especially with the roof of the head alone. Here you can see he actually takes one of the many pouches off of his belt. You can see he does have various bounties that he carries with him. And he'll actually pass you a good 200 gold.
Oh, sweet.
Definitely thanks for making the road safer for between trade. If you find any more, there's quite a few creatures like that. You should always check around on the boards, and if you're looking for anything that's on the tougher side, I make sure to keep them a little more hush. I know people get pretty excited about thinking that they can swing a sword, but I want to make sure that they're actually able to first.
No, fair enough. I hand everybody 33 gold, and I guess we'll just round it up to 34 silver. That cool. And And I guess I give Jin's share to Rain to hold on to until he gets here. Thank you.
This is gonna go well.
Can we? we need lodging. Is there any way we can you can accommodate us for a bit?
Yeah, we got plenty of rooms upstairs. Quite a few headed out recently. If you, well, it's only a silver piece. But, yeah, pretty comfy.
What about?
What was that? You cut out.
What about a meal as well?
Oh, of course. We're not gonna send fighters out there on an empty belly. That's just foolish.
So it's a silver piece. Do we all get a separate room?
Yeah, we got plenty of space. You definitely saw that. Even though this is the main floor here, the roof above you, there's a section like this where there's a hole. You can see it's on the second floor that is able to look down on the main floor here, and it just keeps going up about 4 floors. As he points our main entrance though on the outside upstairs. That way, if you want to go towards the beds, Claire will definitely be able to find you a space and give you a key for the night.
Thank you. I toss him 10 silver for all of us for the food and the drink and the.
Rest up. You guys look like you've been beat to shit from that fight. Olga's been cooking up some good meats. Recently got a whole bunch of chickens and a few other things here and there.
Thank you. I guess I sit with them. For now, I sit with them and I ask them about what's going on in the town or around the town. I guess also about if they've heard about the Shishipaniki, if they've spotted them anywhere or heard anything about them.
Yeah. And well, he would definitely tell you his fair share of knowledge that let's see, double check my notes so I got this right. That he hasn't seen any of the Shishipaniki to speak of whatsoever, though he has definitely seen a fair mix of Blaruzo as well as the Semendo. A few people heading in and out around here that have been causing some trouble, stirring up some shit with the giants that live nearby and winding them up, or even possibly purchasing their assistance.
Assistance for what?
Well, considering that the crown is without heir, and Otren's trying to remain peaceful, but they're trying to be forceful. A lot of them are trying to enact most of their taxes, especially from the merchants of Blaruzo. They're getting a little bit aggressive, thinking that their barons and other people can be more chauvinistic and start ordering the others around without at least seeing to the proper rulership and crownship. At this point, the Baron of Blaruzo is trying to force himself into the chair.
Where is this Baron?
He would definitely be far, far off. He will actually point out on the map for you. Down to the south. So, as he pulls it up, he would point out to the main capital of Blaruzo, where the Baron lives.
Oh, shit.
Flodurex. It's a pretty good trade route, and especially with Gelra is in the way for, well, the main rulership of Hanso, which has been at peace. They have a good amount of fair trade, and no one really wants to go to war around them. Even though the small area of Hansa has been resistant, it also has probably some of the more skilled mages in the area. No one really wants to step on toes with them. So the Baron has chosen his positioning pretty well, unfortunately, unless somebody wants to take a massive sea force and land on the main side, which Otren can only do, and we don't really have much of a navy.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe if we find ourselves in the area, we should possibly pay a visit to this Baron.
Definitely recommend being careful, but then again, I guess it depends on what mercenaries they have at the time.
Alright, I guess to the party, do we sit and eat and drink, or do we go to bed and then keep it pushing?
Fucked up.
I'm going to. It's up to you guys, but Thalos, after you paid his silver, thank you by the way, is going to head up for rest.
Alrighty. So, you can definitely find that even though they are clearly a little weather beaten for some, because they get clearly a lot of use, but it has definitely made the feather beds a lot softer.
Can I, without having you RP it, can I buy an ale for, thanks for Jin for reminding me, can I buy a big ass ale for me and Nira and try and convince her to, let me clamp those cheeks.
Work it.
No RPing necessary. I'm not going to put you through that as much as I really want to.
Obviously, you can do what you want. If you just want to cut it short, obviously you could do a performance at advantage. Doesn't matter that you have exhaustion, because obviously you two have been together a long fucking time. So you could definitely do a performance or persuasion if you want, either one.
Which are both negative.
Well, you do have
Performance is
advantage.
lacking, my friend.
Let's go persuasion.
There you go. So, in short, it's definitely going to be a pretty noisy night for whoever's next to Ramus and Nira.
No.
I tell her she can apologize to me. If she really wants to apologize.
And she apologizes all night long. Oh, God. Alright.
Okay, check that off the list. Things to do in the campaign. I mean, no one rolled a bard, so somebody had to try.
Somebody had to clap some cheeks. Alrighty. And Jin and Ku, I would imagine you're probably going to end up staying at the Dancing Fairy unless you got to find... Well, I would imagine you would realize that the others had gone into the Brass Blades. So, up to you whether or not you wander over yonder to rest your weary head there, or get a nice bed here.
I'll stay here. No.
Was she half giant?
She's Goliath.
Goliath.
So she's actual giant. Though, yes, a lot of people will call them half giants because they're not enormous. Alright.
Oh, shoot. So she's like Death by Snoo Snoo. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like 8 fucking feet tall, dude. You are literally death by snooze now right now. That bed is fucking crying for mercy, man. It's lots of praying. Yes, it definitely is a lots of praying moment.
Just
So-
save my ears. That's all.
I get
To
like
those
weird,
that
and I
have-
ask her if she wants me to turn into a weretaker.
Wow, interspecies erotica.
Well, I mean, she won't turn it down.
I mean, she's down if you down.
Is it better for you if you're a werewolf?
I don't know.
Probably better for her.
Both. There's a little
Lycanthrope for
mix-
her pleasure.
You know how they have like sheepskin condoms?
Oh
Freaking tiger
god.
Wow. What
This is
the
the truly cursed D&D. We've reached it, y'all.
What the fuck?
like I said, no one's a bard, so somebody's got to take the place.
You know, he's a gentleman in the streets and a freak in the sheets, so it's fine.
Seriously. A monster hunter in the streets.
Pussy
Did they
Slayer in
teach you
bed.
at
skin. A
Paladin
Witcher in the
school?
street. Paladins. I didn't do anything.
He really is the
You're
Witcher. He
supporting
really
me.
is the role. He's filling the role perfectly.
Not even like purposely, but I'm still trying to be as neutral as possible, which is really difficult.
It works
But,
for
I mean-
someone who's very neutral mercenary who's been running around. You've given her lots and lots of money. Doesn't mean it's huge amounts of money, but it's lots of fucking coin because she has that very niche habit of running her fingers through the coins.
She's gonna steal your money after she's getting her cheeks clapped. Just letting you know.
I split the coin, the number I came out with, split it 6 ways. It included her, and I don't trust Kupo Shack with any money because he'd probably just drink it away or do something weird with.
Well, this is the first time he's gotten a drink, but you can tell he was definitely excited at the prospect of it being the dancing fairy because he is definitely of Fey origin. He's a forest gnome, for those who weren't sure.
He also ended up with us, like, by just not leaving us alone, so I'm not quite ready to share my shit with him yet.
It's true. He's just kind of like lurking around, like.
Says the one who gave money to a freaking Goliath just to clap her cheek.
No, at first it was because she was for hire,
To get
and
those
we
cheeks
kept
clapped.
paying her, and she kept staying, and then
Okay,
later
well,
I thought
Kuposhak
of clapping
helps,
him.
and she doesn't. Kuposhak helps, and he doesn't get paid.
Yeah, he made you a potion. He saved your life.
Did we not pay him?
Word.
We did not pay him.
Who hasn't been paid anything?
Oh, he's just a psychopath.
He literally just followed us.
We're exploiting his labor.
We didn't even
Is it-
ask him to
is
come.
that-
He just followed us.
I don't know if the exploitation is the takeaway here.
Exploitation
At least
of
I gave him a
labor.
drink, like a big drink. You guys are exploiting him.
I'll chip in for a drink for Coop. Biden likes Coop.
Me too.
Well, he's on a trial.
He's
He's
on
a
a
trial.
A trial account.
What are we gonna uninstall him when he just doesn't fulfill?
No!
No, you can
Do
just
you-
keep
do you remember
clicking
the
ignore
dwarf?
on the thing that tells you to buy it, and you can just keep it forever.
Yeah.
Do you remember the dwarf? He was a trial member too. What happened when we died? We took all his money.
That's
But
true.
he died. If he lived, it would have been different.
We really didn't even intend on him to live in the first place.
The dude went on full
I
Warcraft
mean, we
Reforged.
knew he was dead.
Yeah, he didn't seem that much in debt. He didn't have much to him.
I think the only person you guys didn't worry about taking your money back from was the hill giant, who is just dopey as fuck and happy to get beer from you.
As long as you got that magical item back, that's all that mattered.
Wait, that he didn't even fucking know what was going on. He just knew you guys had shitloads of beer.
Yeah, I didn't give it to him. I just kept pouring it for him.
Yeah, that was the highlight of his day. He got a really cool shiny drinking cup and a fucking endless supply of beer for the day.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna go grab myself a drink. Be right back.
All right, so just in short, while he goes and gets the drink, obviously you guys would hear a fair amount of partying and celebration for the Goblin Den, as well as partying from the whole night. But you could tell there's quite a bit of celebration at the fact that this place managed to remove the infested goblin den pretty well. So this place seems to be in rather high spirits. But obviously, they definitely got their finger on the pulse for any other possible threats in the area. Obviously, you have a myriad of options to choose from where you want to follow up, and you also still have the jar of black ichor.
I asked Aiden to see which way it's pointing, but we still have the wizards and the herbalist to see.
Yep.
I looked. Are we like rested or?
At this point, I would definitely say, yeah, you rested, and I would say Ku and Jin managed to make their way to the brass blades or so, unless he says otherwise. But
All right, so I guess we have a little team meeting and go over who to see next, what to see next. We have to pick up our stuff though too, don't? Or is that like done?
For that, it would have been done, but they would definitely hold it for you overnight, because obviously, they assume a lot of adventurers probably come here exhausted, maybe go have a lay down, and probably fall asleep from exhaustion.
From clapping cheeks.
No, that's it's energy. Give me energy.
It's +1s, didn't you know? It's Mario and Peach style. So.
I use a inspiration point to turn it into mashed potatoes.
So, especially early morning, you guys will be able to go and retrieve your stuff from the temples. Ramus, you definitely have a blessing on your armor for a good 2 days because they were able to cleanse it. And
what's the enchant?
Protection from good and evil on for 2 days on your armor. So let me go and collect the spell real quick so I can post it to you.
Is there a way to get them to like put that on a scroll for me?
They would not be able to do a scroll, but they can do a wand. So you would be able to cast it, but the wand would be fairly expensive because it's putting.
How much?
Well, for the wand, that would have 7 charges, but it would be dull and just return to a regular stick at that point. Would be 7 charges total, but that would cost you about 500 gold.
Damn.
There's the spell for you.
Oh, that is badass. I know. I was reading it.
Yeah, so perfect. But yeah.
So I get just saving throws on.
But the thing is, I always have that spell prepared.
Right.
Well, one less person to cast it on.
For 2 days, yeah.
2 days is a long time in D&D.
It is.
Until it's not. Until you take
It's like
4
7
months
sessions.
travel.
It was like just yesterday where we were taking down big, giant, gooey monsters.
And now we're clapping Goliath cheeks in town and drinking.
How many
There's
weeks
no
ago was
we in
that?
this situation.
Yeah, this wasn't a party. Like,
No, no, it was not. It was
Well, it was kind of a party. It was
It was
Ramus and Nira, and
bunch
then it
of-
was the Tiger and Nira.
it
There
was
are a lot of
small-
refugees.
It was small festivities.
Uh-uh.
So I guess I look at Dalos. Do we go see the wizards, or do we go see the herbalist about the weird stuff?
Come on, guys, you embarrassed me in front of the wizards.
On a curious side note, Ramus has more scratch marks than Nira.
But I was a tiger, so she would definitely have.
She has tougher
I
skin
know,
than you.
it's just fucking me.
We'd both be pretty fucked up.
That stone-like endurance, baby.
Be the herbalist first.
All right, he's got information, so why not? All right, so
Are the twins back?
Why do
Are-
you need the
are,
twins? Let me
Are we
see.
all rolling together, or
That was
I'm
just
assuming?
double
Ride
checking
together,
for
die
Ku-
together.
Ku Poshak's hangover. He's doing pretty solid. He did drink almost his equal body weight in fucking alcohol the other day.
He can probably outdrink me now.
You have a new drinking buddy.
This is great.
Player 2 has entered the game.
Fuck
Nice.
yeah.
Alright, so we go see the herbalist. Well, Ramus starts going to see the herbalist.
Alright.
I guess Thalos does as well because he wanted to.
Yeah.
Is that something everybody wants to do, or just when everybody else is resting? I guess like early morning, and we're just going, or
Whichever, you can do it.
everybody.
Yeah, you can do it early morning, or you can just grab everyone.
A very wise bird once said, "Never split the party." So
I don't know what kind of bird you're talking about.
That's disrespectful.
Wow. Too soon.
Wow.
Also, I'm thinking of is Ivan Ooze. Why don't you take another quack at it?
Oh, bad jokes from back in the day. We don't talk bad about that movie though.
That movie was fucking golden. So
I'm about to download that shit right now.
It's funny, I don't even remember that Power Rangers movie.
What?
My name is
I guarantee
Ivan
Alex.
Ooze.
I guarantee Alex and me remember that shit.
oh my god, Ivan Ooze.
I just, whenever, now all I think about is Apocalypse.
Oh.
Because that's who they made him look like, but like I try and think of that movie and Ivan Ooze, and all I think about is Apocalypse now.
Alrighty. So, as you do approach, you do get the very heavy sense of various herbs, some unique, some that definitely have a sort of magical property. As you walk in, though it looks like a very simplistic and mundane shop, you can tell that some of the beakers and elemicals that have certain herbs and other pieces mixed in are possibly fairly dangerous, as they've been corked off or even covered over by a very small piece of wax, but with a string to quickly untie it and take it off. As the drow, looking very wary and tired, kind of looks at you. Good evening, sir. Is something that you are looking for, medical or even just spices wise?
I actually come for information, but since I'm here, I might as well ask what you have first.
Well, I do have a few pieces that are good for, super rot, if you did manage to get that from the roads, as I know some food doesn't keep very well, or even maybe just in case, as well as a few other remedies that are great for headaches, quick pains, or even some that will be able to numb the skin, though I would recommend being careful about the one with numbing your skin, as you would not be able to feel it for about an hour and could possibly damage it further if not taken care of properly. So,
Eating. I say to him, I say greetings in undercommon to him, and then I say, "This town is full of warriors. Is all you are selling truly just herbs? Those of us who are in the fight."
so he looks a little bit shady, back and forth, and just kind of like nods for you to close the door.
I do.
All right. So as you close the door,
So it's just me and Thalos in here with the door closed.
yep, it's a fairly tight space. He definitely looks to you. Do you know what the spider is searching for? Obviously, I don't expect you guys to remember.
Do you know what the Do you know what the spider is searching? Shit, I think that's the only thing I didn't write down.
Can we make an intelligence or
You
Can
can
we-
intelligence
can
or
we
history
pretend we
check.
remember?
I would allow you, because obviously there was a lot of things that just passed by, so I would allow you to remember that. But next time you'll have to roll history. But you do
would
remember
that have
the Oh, that you definitely would remember that with that. That was
Okay.
actually the spider is seeking the kiss. Is what you tell him. So, with that, he nods and we'll actually go over here as he does kind of push one stone aside and kind of lightly swing open the stone door and walks in here. You would see the other two drow, as well as a varied selection of very clearly toxic, venomous, and strange concoctions, all of very illegal and very highly skilled drow craftsmanship.
Well, I ask him what he's got.
Deal.
Well, if you're looking for something to carry over the day and have a wonderful, relaxing time, but judging by your equipment, I imagine you're looking for something more on the savage or vicious side.
Relaxing is not something we can usually afford.
Understandable. Oh,
And I say, this one, and I sort of nod over at Remus, kills monsters and eats them. Relaxing is not what he does.
well, that's even more perfect, because if you come across something extremely venomous, we could probably make something better if you bring it here and pay you good coin. But on the forefront of that, we have managed to get a very nice collection of wyvern poison, if you'd like to use that, along with a couple special, more simple remedies, if you're looking for something to not be as, unscrupulous. But especially since you're a monster hunter, I would imagine if you're looking for the most potent poison that we do have one vial of it, though I don't wish to hurt your purse, but something to keep in mind next time of the very rare purple worm poison. Though, unfortunately, that would be a rather devastating hit to the wallet.
How much is that?
As he looks to the others and then looks to you. Oh, unfortunately, those, especially for their size and danger, it's a 2,000 gold per vial.
Shit.
Oh, shit.
If it's that good, maybe I'll be back for that.
I guarantee you, if anyone would even be slightly scratched by it, they would drop on the floor, offing at the mouth in pain, and die the most horrible of death as their heart explodes.
You have something that will kill someone slower.
Well, if you're looking for something a little more simple, we do have enhanced serpent venom. We also have a little bit of, well, we like to call it the bullworm venom, as it slowly works its way towards the more significant organs other than just the heart, and will slowly liquefy them, but of course, obviously, that's a little more difficult. If you're looking for even just a quick capture, there are the more simplistic drow poisons that many of the matriarchs had used to capture many a slave before.
Tell me of the bullworm, the bullworm poison. How much is that?
Well, the bullworm poison, especially since it's a little more enhanced than your regular serpent venom, would only run you a good 200.
How
As
many
him,
uses per vial?
You're asking if they have anything higher than that?
No, I said how many uses per vial?
For the boreworm vial, you would be able to get a good 3 uses from it if you use it a little sparingly, but do keep in mind once you make a solid contact hit with it, be sure to leave the weapon embedded to make sure it circulates properly.
Lay out the 200 in stacks.
Oh, you're laying out 200 instead. Alrighty, so how many bottles of the boreworm poison are you going for?
Just the one, but
Alright, so he'll happily set that over in a fanciful-looking vial. It looks almost like a sickly purple ichor that kind of has a soft green filament on top of it. Almost like when oil separates a little bit from a mixture of a dressing. But also,
outside, who possesses something that I think you may wish to see. Would you be willing to analyze?
we have definitely played around with a few interesting substances before. We are willing to take a look.
All right.
Should we
Yes,
go
I
to
should.
Ramus? Do you think we should? I mean, I don't say it out loud, but do you think we should ask Aiden to like bring in the jar?
Yeah,
That's the look up you sort of like.
I was. Or do
I'm
you want to
reading your
ask
minds at this time.
about the
'cause,
wizards
yeah.
about it first? Because I'm going to them about the monster. He
Okay,
might
then
as
we
well-
can return to these
I
cats
guess-
like later on this afternoon after we talk to the others.
We, if you want to show it to them, because these guys were known for some back alley information. So I guess Ramus. Yeah, fuck it. Aiden, I guess we ask him to come in for a second with the vial.
Then if I
Aiden
can,
alone, I don't know
Yeah.
how these cats can react to Eld.
So
Well,
I heard you were very knowledgeable in things that others may not want to even know about.
For an appropriate price, of course. Information brokering is a lucrative secret in trade.
Do you know anything about how much is the name the Yellow King worth?
And you could definitely see a brow raise as like all three of them kind of look to each other and then to you over that statement. I assume you're another archaeologist in a way, hunting for lost relics?
You cut off?
I assume you're another archaeologist in a way, looking for lost relics.
I'm very interested in runes. Me and my friends, we're definitely fans of history.
very studious.
I do promise you we do have some information on that forefront, though unfortunately the location always has its hazards for such history, and obviously knowledge doesn't come free, as he kind of taps the coffer on the table.
What the fuck's a good starting amount of gold to give these guys?
For information?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I live in the wild. I never have to bribe like a wolf.
I do have to say on a side note, the other two gentlemen who are already back here, clearly full blackened armor with the cloaks, but you can also see that they have, one has a pair of daggers that look almost completely toxic in a way. The edge is completely coated green, as there looks like a snake on the back filament of the blade itself dripping over to the front end, the fangs hanging down to where the serrated edge starts, and then that's where it starts to turn green, as it looks like a venomous piece is kind of dripping off onto the edge. And the other one has 4 heavily serrated daggers that look razor sharp to the T, and they don't look like they have a single bit of weathering on them at all, even though their armor very clearly does.
Those are very interesting weapons you have.
We have taken appropriate jobs, but of course the matriarchs do not enjoy our men being free. And on a brief side note, you do know that in Drow society, it's a full matriarchy,
Yeah.
And women are dominant. Men are literally slaves.
Yeah.
They are second, not even second class. They're third class.
No, they're
citizens.
like bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
They're just used for
I'd like to know
make a
who's the
whoopee.
second class then.
Basically, it's like queens,
Other
matriarchs, and then priestesses and other women.
Well, men aren't
I fucks
bottom.
with this.
They're
I really fucks with
second only to what are they? Driders. When the women turn them into like spider drones.
Pretty much, yeah. Driders are the second class. So, but yeah, you would know about Driders as well, a little bit, not intimately, but you had heard references of them and how dangerous they could be at times.
Yeah. So what's like a I don't know, what's like a good D&D bribe?
25 gold.
You could roll me an insight if you like.
Yeah. Fuck it. Let's find out.
Yo, Kenny,
Yo,
Zach is on Discord.
is he?
Yeah.
Tell him to get in the channel. I was texting him earlier. He's upstate.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
He
was
hasn't
like,
replied to me yet. I just messaged him because I've seen him online.
So you feel, especially for information brokering, that 20 gold would do sufficiently, especially for what you're seeking is obviously a little more touch and go. It's not, just...
So I give him
count.
30 gold. I give him 30 gold, and I tell Aiden to put the jar on the counter. Just give him a peek.
All right, yeah. Then I'll squeeze past Talos and plunk it.
All right. So squeeze by, put down the 30 gold and plonk that down. You can definitely see the other two have no clue what the Ichor is. The first one that you've been dealing with this entire time, his eyes kind of snap to it and does a little bit of like the finger recoil as he kind of looks at it and just filled with disgust. Well,
Do you see?
I'm familiar with these substances, sadly. They have never ended pretty.
Yeah, that's why we have this one. Trying to find some others and, studies of history.
Oh. Especially since you're dealing with that and following with the Yellow King. I would imagine you're on a quick dash and hunt for, well, the fabled rune stones that people haven't been able to collect in some time.
Can I position my sword so he can see, like, the handle to just see if he recognizes it as I'm speaking. It seems we're on a little bit of a time schedule, so any help is always appreciated.
Roll me a persuasion at advantage.
Another -1 skill. Come on. Yay.
Ooh! So especially with that, you do see that his eyes do kind of light up, especially seeing Rotonapar, and it's not in a reliquary or hidden away. It's on somebody's hip. You can tell he's familiar with the lore. I did not think someone would actually find any of these pieces. Though, in short, I would recommend speaking with Jorgo Aglong to get the location of the Giant's Hold. My friends and I have managed to piece together some of the information from the other mercenaries that have dealt with them. That they may have two there. But be wary. It's not just hill giants that reside there. There are a few fire giants as well.
Of course. Where is this place?
We're not privy to that information. Unfortunately, the mercenaries kept a tight lip on that one, but I would imagine Jorgo Aglon has probably a request so far. Just to make sure to check on them, or maybe even to assault on them. I would imagine.
Is that the Dragonborn when he's talking about the mercenaries?
Yes, at the Brass Blades.
Right. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go back there and talk.
I would recommend bringing a sizable force, going after giants. As much as a good hunter you may be, they are still at least able to wield weapons back.
You don't happen to know how many there are, do you?
Last I was informed, hill giants, approximately 20 of them, fire giants unconfirmed, but the hill giants are equipped with weapons far beyond their primitive means of making, as in well-crafted steel and iron weapons.
Are these the same giants that are being harassed by this baron?
Yes, they would be.
Well, it sounds like we have something we need to discuss. Giants might.
Sorry.
Huh?
Do
Is
keep
there any pressure on you here in this town?
There are. Oh, were you asking any new people in this town?
No. I was asking if the Baron had put any pressure on them specifically, like the Drow that are carrying this. Well, I mean, just the people of the town.
Alright.
And obviously, there are mercenary groups, and obviously, Belruzo has the money to pay mercenaries. So I'm just seeing if he's been sniffing around trying to pick up groups.
Unfortunately, everyone knows the Baron of Belarus has a much mightier fleet as they have the money to back it. I would imagine, especially from what they are trying to peck at with the giants, is getting them to make a preemptive strike while their navy would land down and have time to completely disembark and assault this city. If you were able to get rid of the giants, this city would be able to hold fast against any army that would at least come to make landfall.
So the Baron's being a bitch to the giants to try and get them to attack this place?
Yes, but obviously if it were just hill giants, they'd be much more easily persuaded, so the rumor of fire giants and some of the equipment leads to a much more amiable and, well, coalesced thinker amongst them.
Might be worth trying to reason with the giants or figure something else out. I just say to, like, Thalos and Aiden.
Reasoning with giants is a fool's errand. However, you have accomplished it before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've already, somehow made that work. I wonder if friend to giant turns plural.
Possibly, if you've been able to bribe them before. Hill giants are easily bought by beer, food, and other promises like that. If you're going to persuade a fire giant in any means, might I recommend visiting a magic shop for something, well, more desirable, or even a nice collection of metal. They are known for their forge works, after all.
Ooh, it sounds like a clue. Thank you. And I guess for the extra information, I give them 10 more.
Anything for good customers, though I do ask that you do take the ichor with you. I would prefer not to have the blood of the king amongst my shop.
I give it back to Aiden to stuff in his bag.
Oh, thanks.
On a side note, that would be the first time you've heard of it being referenced to as the blood of the king.
Yeah, that's why I'm writing it down.
Oh.
I have like an envelope an unopened envelope that I'm writing all our D&D shit on.
There's just a whole tome of beautiful writings. That's awesome.
And a little bit of math. And I thank them, and then we leave. I relay the information to everybody standing outside. Now, do we go see these wizards? Since we're possibly in the market for magic item, really good metal.
Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
And obviously they are more than happy to allow you back into the shop if you want to go and buy another purchase of venom. By the way, that poison, the boarworm poison, obviously once you injure a creature, they would have to make a con save of 13 or suffer 5d6 poison damage, half on a successful saving throw.
Hot damn.
All right.
Drown their poisons, man. You don't fuck with them. But yeah, on a brief side note, the purple worm poison.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, even though it sounds the most heinous, just to put it in perspective of why it's 2,000 for one use. 19 Constitution saving throw, 12d6 poison. Half as much on a save.
Wow.
Yeah, not gonna get much better than that.
$2,000 was that?
Yeah, 2,000 gold for purple worm poison. Which they unfortunately have one jar of, but not many people are very able to catch a giant worm and manage to get some from venom from its stinger.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work.
Oh yeah. So, after that, you guys would definitely be able to finish up. They do close up the stone wall. As you do come out, you do kind of see a couple of guards, like, eyeballing you a little bit, but they continue watching down the alleyway where you saw the main door for the back room was down here. You can tell they are not too trusting of the drow, but obviously with very warranted reason. That's why there's so many posted up in the market.
Cutbacks.
Yeah. You can tell they probably had to pay a fair penny to get not only one, but two shops adjoined here. Alrighty.
I start to head over to the wizard, but as I walk by this guard, I ask him where we can get some quality steel, if necessary.
Well, if you're looking for quality steel, you probably want to head to the, more northwestern side of town. Up there's an old dwarven smith who manages to shape a lot of the ores that come into some nice ingots, and even does a fair amount of repairs on a lot of the mercenaries' armors and equipments here.
Thank you. I hear there's a weapon shop as well. Is it weapons and armor? Just weapons?
Well, if you're looking for weapons, Glorth over there, point across the market way, the four-armed man is wheeling and dealing as best as he can. Has a fair share of weapons.
Does anybody actually need weapons out of us, though? We're all pretty stacked.
It's true. If you're looking for anything magical, you want to look at Garth's and Oberyn's shop in the main corner there. He points up the main little alleyway that you were about to head up.
The way we're going.
Yeah. Oh, and the smithy shop is the adamantine nail.
Adamantine nail?
You're looking for Gimdane when you get there. Don't let him push you around. He's a mean old bastard, but
Kim Dane.
Yeah, Gib Dane. He's a little bit of a hole in the wall for his shop, but he does good work there.
Okay, cool. Thank you, good sir.
Have a good day. So, obviously you'll be able to make your way either to the weapon shop of Glorth or Oberyn.
Let's go see the magic dudes first, since we're here.
Alrighty. So, obviously, as you enter into this modest little shop, you can see these wizards are playing dragon tier chess. It's almost like 3D chess, except going up and down with multiple dragon pieces in a slight rules variation, as you can actually see it floating with arcane sigils. The pieces being moved almost by slightly ethereal, invisible hands as they do little mage hands as they kind of sip their tea and see you enter in. You could see one older man, much darker skin, with a beautiful white beard coming down, with his nice vibrant clothing, as he looks to you with a meek little smile, as well as the other gentleman with a little bit of a goatee and a sigil kind of written into his forehead with an arcane rune, has a full, what looks like almost like a leather tunic mixed with robes going down, both of them with their staffs nearby, as they kind of look to you, both the very soft, welcoming smiles, as they still continue playing their little dragon tier chess game. What are you looking for, gentlemen? I would imagine something of wondrous power, maybe?
I open my bag and I put the head on the table. Depends. What do you got?
I've not seen an abomination like this in some time. You could see Oberyn, the older elven mage, kind of quickly, stands up, picks up the head, and pulls the jowls back, and looks at the tonsils and the tongue for whatever bizarre reason from the part that you cut off for the head. And you could see that Garth, the other one on the other side, goes to start assorting out some various items. Well, I assume you are looking to sell this. This would be a great mimicry and, well, a little bit of a polymorph potion. So I would imagine if you're looking to sell this, I would definitely give you a good, generous 1,000 gold for this. The tonsils aren't in great shape, but then again, I would imagine you didn't have anything to really preserve it when you first severed it.
Can I possibly decide after if I want store credit or just the gold?
Of course. I mean, we don't deal with mercenaries every day with nothing.
Well, let's hear what you have.
Well, we do have a various selection. We do have a fairly nice greatsword. As he points it out, you can see on the tables and rows. Plus, it would be the +1 greatsword. And obviously they would tell you all, a mace of terror, a short bow of warning, a long bow of warning, where is it? As well as for armor, they do have a +1 hide, +1 chain,
I already have one +1 scale. With an enchant on it.
And what was that, Thanos?
How much was the +1 hide?
The +1 hide would only run you. Let me actually double check the prices. So the +1 armor would run you 3,000 gold. The +1 hide.
Damn, son.
Oh, look but not touch.
Fair enough.
What anything interesting to trade this for?
Well, if you're looking for interesting or even just simplified travels, we do have a few bags of holding, even a handy haversack if you need something like that. Especially if you're traveling around a bit. A never-ending wealth of rope is always helpful, as he holds up what looks like a small ring and a little piece of rope that's sticking out one side of it. He grabs one side, pulls it out to like a good 3 foot length, and then will squeeze the ring slightly and shorten it back down to just like a tether, and he'll set that back down. Obviously you can cut off any various length, but you'll never need to worry about rope again. If you're looking for something in quick emergencies, we do have the immovable rod, a fun one. Definitely pisses off a few giants, any such, if you quickly close the door and they can't bash it down right away.
Speaking of giants, anything you think a fire giant would be interested in?
They both kind of give a slight eyebrow to that, as you could tell, like they're
negotiations.
Well, if you're looking for something that is magical in property to impress them a little bit, they go over and pull a duster cover off of one of the shield racks, and it's definitely ornate, and it is very beautifully and finely crafted, very, 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 very clearly dwarven, and it's pretty obvious that it probably came from the smith in town, and you can see why he's been kind of glorified by the drow a little bit, as the shield itself is a sentinel shield, and it's been completely inlaid with gold, with what looks like a absolute majestic battle that is going on in the front of it. It almost looks like someone pretty much took a paintbrush and just kind of weaved it around to make the beautiful happenstance of this heavy dwarven shield inlaid with this enchantment.
Will the head cover this?
If you're going to discuss matters with giants, I would definitely recommend it and be more than happy to take it in trade. I do hope whatever you're attempting to do out there goes well. It's...
Try not to get us killed. That's what I'm attempting to do.
You can tell that they don't want you to die either. You can tell they've seen some shit. So
I guess I take the shield from them.
Yeah. That should definitely at least get your foot in the door nicely.
And I guess I ask them, since it seems to be a sensitive subject, I ask them about if they know anything about the hiding places of the runes, or if they know anything about them at all first.
Well, you definitely get two reactions. Oberyn looks at you seriously. Garth will actually just kind of scoff and laugh at it, like, what a fucking stupid notion.
Again, I guess Oberyn is more into it, so I kind of, same thing, kind of show him the sword without, like, showing him the sword, you know?
Alright. You can see that it very clearly goes over Garth's head. Oberyn, especially being elven and much older, you can tell there's a little bit of a hint there, and As he does take note, I would recommend more of a gift if you're going to go there and trying to debate over something like that. The shield will definitely be a good, nice touch, but if it is what people suspect is out there, and much of the mercenaries who are trying to get the job have discussed it, you would probably be highly recommended of getting some adamantine ingots from the adamantine nail.
Shit, that's gonna cost us, isn't it?
It's difficult, but the only other possible thing I could think of is if you feel healthy enough to go toe to toe with a Forge Master Fire Giant. They would probably be likely happy to fight you over such a precious item, but if he does have it, he will be hard to part with it.
Well, we might as well find out with the dwarf first, see if we can do him a favor or something. I'm talking to, like, my guys.
He's open to the idea, even if he is a bit of a grouch. Do be prepared for a sleuth of insults.
That's not if it'll keep me alive, I'm not worried about it. Anybody else want to see anything from them?
Do they have any items of protection, like things to buff AC, for like gauntlets or a helm or something?
I assume you're looking for braces, maybe?
Braces would be amenable.
So, he, with a smile, quite a fair share of monks have come from many a monastery. Even other wizards and such have looked for these. He'll take out a small little box. It's probably, from what you judge, a good 3 feet long. Opens it up, and you can see what looks like was probably obviously a good set of 4 bracers in there originally. It looks like there's 2 sets left. And they are fairly nicely crafted. From the designs of it, it looks a little more intimidating. Some are almost demonic in sigil for some. And then the other one, as you could tell, you're not sure if it was supposed to be a set, but maybe just a trademark design, or even the artist being more fanciful. Obviously, the first one being more demonic. The second set, ironically, being a little more floral, and with a softer inlay of silver and leaflet.
What is the price on these? I assume they are a set.
Obviously, each pair of braces of their own, but they are 2,000 for the set. Though, I do promise you they are fully safe. Me and Goth have checked them thoroughly, even though I know some of them are more embellished than the others, but...
It's too rich. It's too rich for my blood.
He did. You could tell he does look a little bit worried, but
I appreciate you showing me your stock. Perhaps when I am better off, I shall return.
Understandable. And he will close them up. Don't worry, we still get a fair shipment of those from across the seas. I'll be sure to try and hold on to a pair for you. And gives you a wink.
My push to talk was working. Hey, there it is. I appreciate that.
I know the hardships, not being able to wear armor, but definitely keeps you more limber when running. Kind of gives a little chuckle at that.
I do that like tight lip smile thing.
You happen to study wands?
What was that?
You happen to study any wands? Wands, like magic.
We do have a few. Is there any particular spell that you're looking for? You can see Garth will point down a couple of wands that are laid out on the table. Some are more simple, of just a crystal at the top affixed by a bit of metal onto one of the oaken sticks, or even some that are a little more fanciful that look like a weaving lightning bolt made from solid steel all the way up to a final point crystal.
That lightning one.
The wand of lightning bolts is it's a little heavy-handed. I know it seems a bit much for ask 1,000 for that, but it does regain its magic at the beginning of the day. Though, especially for your current circumstance, I do feel a bit sad having to leave you all a little short-handed. But especially with the little Crota's head, I think we'll let you have that for now and wish you well, and you can pay us back when you return. And I owe you.
Fortunately, the Crota's head is not mine to decide. It is for the group.
Do I still get the shield? That's my question about it.
You definitely still get the shield.
Oh, then it's up to him. Then
Alright,
it's
then
up
I'm
to
done.
you.
Alright. So you'll be able to cast a lightning bolt, and obviously there are 4 charges on the wand. Or actually, no, let me double check. I believe it should be 7 for the wand of lightning bolts. They're pre-charged daily at dawn for 1d4 plus 4. But yes, you effectively get the wand of lightning bolts. On a side note, do be careful, because if you do expel all of the charges, it does have a chance of completely combusting and disintegrating if it rolls a natural 1. But obviously, if you keep 1 charge in it, it'll remain magical and be completely fine. Alright. So, with that out of the way, you'd definitely be able to head on over to the Adamantine Mill if you like. Obviously, once the wizards have concluded your business.
Say thanks to you, my friend. For that, I...
Wish you the best of luck, friends.
Oh, we might not have a shiny piece of metal, but we can hit him with lightning bolts. If negotiations break down.
Well, let's see what the dwarves say.
Alrighty. So, as this is all going on, Rain and Jin, are you grabbing a fabulous drink at the Dancing Pixie?
Sure.
Alrighty. So, as you are having a drink, let's see, Brolid Brightpelt, as you would know him by his full name by the end of the night, would be heading out along with Reeves. But you do see one person does kind of come over curious, though she is dressed fairly regally. Her armor suggests more oriental, as it is very clearly plate armor, but it's stylized as the samurai plate. As you do see her, you can see the Kodachi on her hip, as well as their full katana as well. She does kind of look to the two of you as you are getting your drinks and will very quietly and respectfully ask, are your group heading out to hunt more creatures? I was wondering, as I saw you with the smaller one, you entered into town, that you might be heading out for more business soon.
As far as I know, yeah.
Would you allow me to accompany you?
I mean, that'll be up for my group to decide, wherever they may be.
Very well. Should I? And you could tell this. She's kind of like fish out of water a little bit, because she doesn't. She looks almost more or less to Commander Zhang in the style that she wears.
We would head back to Jin at this point, right?
Yeah,
I would hope so.
You would
You
definitely.
guys haven't seen me in like a fortnight.
Yeah, you would pass by him 100% on the way to the Adamantine Hill. You'd pass the dancing pixie easily. Alright, so.
I guess I look in at Jin as we pass, and I nod. I guess you like motion for us to come in.
Yes, please come in.
Greetings.
Greetings. I would imagine this is the rest of your compatriots then.
Yep, these are them.
She gives an immediate deep bow. My name is Dia Yi. I was hoping to be able to do some mercenary work amongst your group, and hopefully earn a little more coin. You definitely seemed far more skilled and clearly had the head of quite a dangerous creature if you seem to have gained the respect of Jorga so quickly the other day. Oh yeah, she seems like 100% bashful as fuck.
Is she new?
She seems fairly new.
I guess. Does she know? Do we ask if she knows Shang? Or
Racist. No, I'm fucking.
Hey, you said. I mean, you said
Yeah.
her armor looks very similar to hers.
It's stylized very much like his, like the full samurai plate armor. Like, obviously, it's not like the closed English armor. It's the weaving and woven silk going down with the steel plates guarding the main body, the shoulders, so it's more loose and able to manipulate better.
Okay, so I guess I shouldn't ask. She could just
Yeah, obviously
be
Zhang
from the same.
continent.
All right, so do you want her to join us? Are you willing to try and keep this woman alive? We go through some.
Is there a way we could find out, like, how capable she is?
For that would be extremely easy. You could obviously do a quick spar with her. Obviously, it would not.
Yes, I want a quick spar.
All right.
I would just
Alrighty.
Don't tell me you have a dojo set up. That'd be funny as hell.
So.
They open to the back of the tavern, and there's a dojo.
So, I do not have a dojo, but I believe I have
What kind of DM do you claim to be,
one who has an arena.
dear?
he's a killing man.
I mean, he
I
already
already did.
Wait. Oh yeah.
Shit, so keep talking shit.
We were all there for that.
I'm the one who can.
I'm the one who claps cheeks.
That's how we should
No,
refer to
no,
Ramus.
that's
He
me.
who claps giant cheeks.
He is the one who cheeks clap.
Snoo, no death.
You're Ramus, Giant's Bane.
Ramus Giants Wang.
She had a wang. Tell us more about that night.
Giants. I don't know what you would call somebody who he who bends over giants.
Alrighty.
The giant whisperer, serenader. I don't know.
The
We'll work on that.
the Slayer's way. Oh my fucking god. Alright, so
She is gonna kill me, and it's gonna be fun.
On her first sword swing ever. Not 20.
oh!
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Just starts screaming in pain. Well, you guys have magic weapons. You don't very can clearly tell that she does not have magic weapons.
Don't worry, I won't use my magic weapon. I don't have a magic weapon. Oh yes, I do.
I feel bad. I spent all that money making this silver sword. And now I have a +3 sword. And who cares about my silver sword?
It happens, man. It happens.
Hey, the silver sword might come in handy when we face like, things that need silvered.
That's
Dude,
true.
I have a +3 magic weapon that's on fire. And we have 2 paladins. Or a
We do.
paladin and a cleric.
Huh.
So my silver sword means dick all at this point.
Sadly true. But you can pass off the silvered weapon to someone else.
I can.
Like
If
if
she's
this
coming
girl
with
proves
us,
worthy.
she might get a silver. Alright. He's testing her.
Yep. I'm gonna quickly grab all of you. Hoop. Hoop.
I do not give permission. Do not touch me.
This is why Weinstein went to jail.
God, back off. God, back the fuck off.
This is why Bill Cosby was arrested.
Oh my.
Stranger danger.
Are we going to the Thunderdome now?
Thunderdome.
Thunder.
That's gonna be a bit of a makeshift Thunderdome here.
Is
Do we
it
have
in
Tina
Microsoft
Turner?
Paint?
Ooh,
It's a picture of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like the training arena.
Oh shit! Clear the grid.
Yeah.
The Grinch shows up. Alright. But obviously you need training fields for warriors and such.
Alright, now she has to fight all of us at once.
That's fucked up.
Prove yourself.
Hazing.
Trial by fire.
The hazing begins.
We're doing this Crip style.
Ba, 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 ba. Ah! Alright. So let me just quickly type in
All
her
right,
fucking
young man. Roll for initiative.
She'll especially in the practice and giving her a chance as well, she will give you a deep bow in respect.
Are we doing this with like wooden swords or?
I would say it's wooden swords, but obviously you attack with your main attacks and such.
I'll use my regular longsword since it's not +1.
Alright.
So that would be considered like a wooden sword.
Alrighty. Alrighty.
Oh, you hear that battle?
So, just for the quick throwdown to see who goes first.
She gets first glance.
Alrighty. So.
And then she crits him with a nat 20 for 40 damage.
Well,
I've never done this before.
You did tell her not to hold back, so. Especially in this. Oh, fuck.
Every time he does that, it's something not good.
I'm telling you, she
never
just double crit you.
Well, she's using two weapons because obviously you saw the katana, the kadachi on her hip, so she is dual wielding at the current point. So first attack with the main weapon.
Why is Kupo Shack rolling?
Well, that's because I had him on his character sheet first, but I quickly switched that out.
About to say.
So the first one definitely misses your 23 AC.
As it just like clinks off of my chest.
Oh yeah. Second one comes close with a 22.
You can see my armor chip.
Clink. Oh shit. And then last one, because it's offhand. 21, which is close again. And you're expecting her to go like full out, like show everything she's got, I assume, right?
Yeah.
Alright, she'll action surge because she's a fighter, samurai. Try again. She's trying to find an opening here with a perfect defense. It's like impossible for, yeah, just boom, boom, boom. But you can tell she got very fucking close for one swing, kind of close to another, but then, you know, started to gas out. She quickly tried to find openings in your armor. It is now your turn.
So I see her efforts, and I pull out my longsword, and I take a stab at her. Let's see if it looks like
With your wooden sword, and take a stab.
With that, she'll manage to block it barely with her armor.
Alright, and then with my extra attack.
We'll just hit.
And to show her what real fighting is all about.
Oh, very nice.
And as I part the heavens and call down this divine smite, I will. No, let me not do that.
Just fuck her up right there on the spot, like, oh!
We get an anime training montage.
Alrighty.
You hear that Go Naruto theme?
I didn't even have to use 10% of my power.
Oh, so I'm Shaggy right now?
Will that be all Shaggy do?
Yes, because I am not going to use my magical item.
You're only going to use 10% of your power.
Alright.
I cast a bark skin on Jin.
What? Come on.
No, I'm kidding. It wouldn't even help.
Alright.
You have like the only armor.
So, especially with that clashing off the armor, you can tell she's very skilled, but especially with your heavy armor and your magic armor and shield, like, she's gonna have a very hard time getting past it. Alrighty, your turn, brother.
Oh, she misses again.
All three strikes. Clang, clang, clang.
As I miss her once. And I miss her again.
The battle of attrition at this point.
She is very nimble.
It's the samurai armor, man. Alrighty, her response. God. She has to roll so high just to hit your AC. And there's the natural fucking 20.
Hey! We finally unlocked her potential.
So,
She powered up.
as she's clashing against your fucking armor, boom, 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 and then finally catches that one, and finally catches you like right on the side of your neck, just for the quick smack with her weapon. Oh my fucking god!
And she hits him for 600.
Oh hell no! There, 14.
14.
Oh,
All right.
managed just to get a good strike on you. You both look like you're at a pretty even footing for what you both have managed to strike each other for.
Alright. So I go at her one more time.
That definitely hits. God damn. Solid hit. You've knocked the wind out of her. You can tell she's like getting ready to continue pushing on through this. Oh gee. Cracker like right in the side, like perfectly knock the wind out of her.
Anime training montage.
With the second attack, I turn the wooden sword over to its butt end and I just like thrust hard into her chest, just knocking the wind out of her.
Alright, so after that, you could see, like, you've seen this like 100 times before. You see the little click, like the eye just gets like more keen. That small little glint in between. As
all right, we can stop here, guys. I've taken a protege.
So with that, like, as she's like getting up for a moment, and then like it stops, like mid getting up and wind up, like shocked, like, thank you. Gives a very deep bow again.
Ramus throws her the silver sword. If you want to get it turned into a katana, by all means, because that seems more.
Thank you.
Don't thank us yet. You really don't want to see go up against.
Huh. Oh man, now I got 2 people to protect.
You should know this is not an offer that does not come with its own amount of danger.
I'm fully aware of that, and I'm prepared to fight and continue to prove myself.
Everyone says that until a dragon appears.
Or a giant turkey ogre.
That dragon was like a bitch, though. Wait.
That dragon was a bitch. Ate a turkey.
Anytime we mention something about the dragon or our fallen fellow's demise, we just take a moment of silence for him.
I pour a little liquor out for the dead homie.
Pour liquor out for the dead bird.
Throws one feather down for it.
Alright, so what is your name?
My name is Dia Yi. I traveled here.
Shorten that. You are D.
Dia Yi.
Dia Yi.
Yi. So, should be able to see your name now.
Hey, yeah. All right. Dia, this is my comrades. We have Aiden Ka over there. We got Thalos, Ramus, and that is my twin sister Rain.
Pleasure to meet you all. I thank you for this opportunity.
And Nira and Kuposhak in the back.
Hey,
Oh, I didn't even see Nira and Kuposhak.
just chilling over there. Hey.
I just drunkenly wave at her.
We weren't drinking.
She's got a flask out.
Oh wait, she's always drinking.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, she bought more at the dancing pixie.
Yeah.
How's Kuposhak still standing?
I rolled a con save for him.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right. I did see it.
He got a 15. He's doing pretty solid. He has a 0 modifier, but damn, he fucking slugged it out of the park there.
He takes his drinking very seriously.
I should not have doubted you. You have a warrior's heart.
Are you telling that to Kuposhak or Dia?
What's the deal?
Oh, okay.
still don't
Kupo
trust.
got a warrior's heart.
Still just coup. And obviously, Jin, you can
I've
mark
taken
yourself
a
back
couple
to
of
full.
Warriors' hearts.
Oh, I can mark myself back to full.
Yeah, that was just a sparring. That wasn't lethal.
I'm pretty sure if it went one more round, I would have got critted again. That spark is
She would have used your skill against you.
exactly.
I only have to see your skill once.
She Sharingan that shit.
Oh, she was about the second wind and keep pushing.
That action surge really pulled through for her.
Oh fuck yeah, the fucking opener of 5 attacks. Like, she's got pep in her step. Very clearly a trained fighter. It's just, you can tell that she probably hasn't had a chance because her armor looks a little more ornate than,
It looks new.
yeah, it's different. It's best way
Armor
to
slaps better when it's covered in blood.
And you can tell she's like a little surprised that, yes, especially in the enemies.
Alright. So as we gain our new comrade, what did you guys find out the other day? I haven't seen you guys in a long time.
I break it down to him. The abridged version.
Yeah. Exposition. Alright.
Exposition. Context. Exposition.
We get like a little
Fade out
talking
month,
montage.
where it fades to black.
You're doing the weird, like, hand gestures that don't make sense, but they're kind of in the talking. Alright. So, the only things left that you guys had on your list that you wanted to do was...
See the dwarf guy.
Yep, see the dwarf guy at the adamantine nail, and talk to Jogger Aglon at the brass blade.
Yeah.
So,
I
could quickly drag you guys up there.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's find some shit out.
And
Talk to a dwarf
Teleport.
smith. Pew 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 pew.
so drag you all the way up there.
Go Team Venture.
These guys down here look kind of familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bit.
It's not like you said that or anything. You know.
Oh, my bad. I don't pay attention when people talk. It's a character.
What?
So, obviously, you find your way to the adamantine nail. Doors are closed off, but you can hear quite a bit of smith work going on. Obviously, it is open when you try it. As you go in, you can see what looks like a very heavily armored dwarf with a fair bit of weapons that are kind of like set out to the side. Clearly freshly polished and clean. Probably waiting for another weapon to come. And as you look over, you can see the far section, an older looking dwarf who seems to be having a little bit of an argument with the other one who's in a chain shirt and kind of plate shoulders and plate helm, arguing about what seems to be the semantics of the bearded axe and how he chipped it, and it's going to cost him extra because he needs to be able to forge extra pieces of metal onto it so it doesn't grind down too small.
Are they like the dwarf brothers in God of War?
For this part, no. The one with the full black beard, clearly the forge owner, Gimdane, that you were told about. This one, just a customer trying to shortchange him a little bit as he's not having any luck trying to get past the headstrong dwarf. But at this final point, you hear him kind of throw his hands up and just yell out a dwarven slur, and then kind of like start stomping out the door with the bearded axe that he has in hand, like quickly pushing by you guys, grumpy and angry, to go have a drink.
What a dick in the butt this guy is.
But you will see the Forge Master kind of looks over to you. That's a lot of customers. Did you do all chip your swords, or you looking for new stuff?
No, we need to try and convince some fire giants to not kill the town and possibly clear out.
How do I know you're not just some fucking willy wanker from fucking Baruzo?
Do you want to, Jin? Do you want to try and convince him? Or... Wait, we have a
That we're not
half-dwarf,
willy wankers.
don't we? We have a half dwarf.
No. But you got a half dwarf with no charisma, dude. No, I'll just stand here and be your street cred. I'm like, one of my best friends is a half dwarf. Yeah, standing right here. Good.
Everybody told us to come see you. You were, frankly, the.
As I lean over and I imply, now please, can you kindly accommodate us with our needs? As a kind of like a persuasion. So I guess if you want me to roll, just let me.
You could definitely go ahead and roll persuasion. Because you can tell he's eyeballing you guys pretty fucking hard. He's got the one workman's monocle still set in his eye.
Wow. It's the lowest I ever seen my persuasion.
Oof.
Hold on, let me see if I can not roll like a 2.
Well, if
Persuasion.
you're proficient in it, you should have told me that way. I could have just rolled with
I'm
advantage.
not. Persuasion's. Yeah,
Oh.
my
Oh.
persuasion's a -1, so I'm not the one to persuade.
Alright. So
Ramus keeps his mouth fucking shut.
So he oh, you're too fucking polite anyway. Get your fucking gargling asses in here.
Why, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So you're trying to impress a fire giant? Is it like a sweetheart or whatever? Yeah. I don't know what the fuck you're doing with fire giants anyway.
No, we're trying to get them to clear out and also to convince them to not take someone else's offer and attack this town.
Well, it's definitely going to be on the higher side.
By helping you, we help ourselves at the same time.
Has Jorger put you up to this? The town back in this? You got an accountant that I can go and harangue a little bit, you know. I know those fucking goblin taint sniffing fucking ass clowns were always fucking with me, trying to get me to make free shit for them.
Perhaps we
We
can.
would not ask for something for free. However, this is in your best interest as well.
Perhaps if the price is not right, we can come to some sort of deal that can help you.
Been a while since anyone's actually had some gall to try to make a deal with me.
How much for the adamantine ingot? If you have.
I might. You could see, like, rustles his beard a little and, like, rubs his chin. So he's, like, clearly still, like, judging the cut of your jib and all that. I can see you already got one of my finely crafted shields there. I'll get you a good way.
Like I said, we're trying to make sure we stay alive, and so does everybody in this town.
Go ahead and roll me one more persuasion check, as you can tell. He's like mulling it over. He's a Yeah, it would be, because unfortunately Shin didn't say anything yet.
Oof.
Oh,
Dwarves.
God. Dwarfs.
Rain, maybe you can word.
Yeah, you want to roll too? I mean, can't get much worse.
You trying to master Roshi this, man? What the fuck's going on here?
Anything that works, right?
But he'll definitely look at. All right, I'll tell you what. Especially since you're not having the town pay or assist in any matter, and you're looking for quite clearly my finest ingots, a very hard metal to come by. When you get back after you're done with your dealings and whatever, and if I find you when you come back and you don't come and get me, I'm gonna kick your ass myself. Nonetheless, I'll give you the ingots on the promising deal that help me clear out one of the seaside caves that I know has a lot of the materials I'm looking for. An old collapsed mine got washed under a little bit. It's got some nasty buggers in that fucker, if you know what I mean. It's kind of worse than your fucking Lassus crabs down there. They'll bite you that hard.
Ramus turns around to the others.
It seems like a fair deal to me.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm always down for an adventure.
Alright. Like I said, obviously,
Good
once you
for
get back,
fruitful.
I'm not expecting you to go marching out there right away, because obviously there's a few preparations I'll be making just in case to reclaim the mine. That way I'll be able to, especially if things go really well, I might be able to cut you in on some royalties or two if we clear out enough of it. Be able to reclaim it and rename it the Gimdanes and Amentine Films.
Sounds more than fair enough.
Tell me this, Gimden. If this does not work, can you think of something that would help us to kill Fire Giant?
Well, if you're looking for something that's going to pierce by their armor, because they're usually good forge masters themselves, though definitely not as good as myself, I would definitely recommend having your weapons at least enchanted magically or something. Other than that, you better have a good damn time fucking catching them without their armor while they're sleeping. Or if you're really under fucking handed, like some kind of proncy goddamn elf, poison them. They're big, and they may be a little hardy.
Know?
They may be big and hardy, but they're still susceptible to some indigestion and a few other things if you get the right shit.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Alright. Let's get on over here. Especially if it's a fire giant, it's gonna take quite a few bars to make him happy, because he's gonna be making some stupid, worthless shit from it.
I like this guy.
So he'll go and move a couple of the crates around. Starts dragging over. Pretty heavy fucking crate. It's like pretty much a coffin-sized crate. Alright. It's yours to take. They'll probably slow you down. You'll probably need two of you to carry it, but it should definitely make a fire giant happy. And remember, if you get back into town and you try and fucking swindle me, I'm gonna put my goddamn hammer straight up your ass.
Trust me, we do not abandon those who help us. Shut the fuck up.
Don't fuck us here, man. Come on.
Pour one out for the bird.
Well, we didn't abandon him. He told us to go. And then we poured a little out for it.
It's not really
No.
but
I just want to say, one of us grabbed their sister and ran while the rest of us were fighting. So,
She is priority.
so
right.
we should be going to you.
I did make an attempt and send my dancing blades to try to keep him afloat.
We made every attempt.
We'd made every attempt.
It was a hardcore attempt.
Made every-
So
Alright.
he gives us ingots. Oh, what a
He'll give you
what a
crate,
bro.
but 2 of you will need to carry it unless somebody who carries it alone with at least a minimum strength score 15 can move at half speed while holding it.
Well, is there a
Half
super strong Delacroix twin and another Delacroix twin that has gauntlets of ogre
I
strength?
also have 19 strength if you want me to carry something.
Yeah, I got 18, so he's stronger than.
I'm not carrying all of them.
You're gonna carry them all. Good work.
No,
You can
because then
walk
I move at half speed.
Good
And-
job.
Fuck that.
And
Your mission.
I'm gonna cover you guys.
And yes, unfortunately, there are too many adamantine ingots there to be carried in a bag of holding unless you go and buy a brand new one of its own to stack the weight in. Which even then, actually now realistically you probably need like 4.
I still have 2 empty pockets for the handy haversack that I'm wearing.
I would carry
How
it.
many can I take?
How many pounds can the haversack hold? Because you would need about 4 bags of holding empty to be able to withstand the weight of all that adamantine.
So I guess we split them between the 4 of us.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. It'll be quite a hefty sum.
I have 1 pouch that can hold 20 pounds and 1 that can hold 80 pounds.
So that would be able to carry your load, and if you're taking that 100-pound, because if you divvy it, it would be about 400 pounds total for the ingots. So obviously, splitting 100, 100, 100 in quarters, each person would be carrying 100 pounds of adamantine ingots for those who take it.
I'll take one.
Yeah, and then I guess I take 1.
Alrighty. So you guys got some solid adamantine ingots loaded up on yourselves.
As we're carrying them, I look to Ramus. I'm like, what are we doing with this?
Trying to get a fire giant to get the fuck out so we can possibly get 2 more runes.
I thought we were trying to stop the fire giants from potentially decimating this town.
Yeah, we
Everything changed
Oh,
when
we
the
have to
fire
vote.
giants attack.
we negotiate with them, possibly get them on our side because we seem to be really good at that.
Sometimes, because if my rolls are like anything with this guy, we are fucked.
That's why we're
We got
bringing shield
Mira.
and ingots. Do we because the regular giants just need booze and shit. Can we get? We got to get a negotiation to somehow get booze to them to at least get us in the door.
If you're, because obviously I would imagine you discussing this and Gimdane's still nearby. He would chime in pretty quickly on that. You're probably looking for something more ideal to a golden keg of ale.
Golden keg of ale. What the fuck is that?
It's a little more on the simpler side, but the other Bronzebeard brothers down the road, Barnier and Ragrin, they actually have a few kegs that are meant for the road. I'm sure they can make one that's well, actually, no, I'm pretty sure they have a few that's on tap for whenever capitals or other people request it, but effectively has endless booze up to obviously the kegs amount for so many times a day.
So is it like the thing I have? Is what this golden keg is?
Pretty much.
Or is it more?
Yours is the jug that can produce 4 gallons.
Yeah.
Imagine having like 8 beer kegs in one.
Oh, okay. It's worth checking out, I guess.
Yeah, and it recharges every day.
Oh shit! How much does that cost? Or do we have to go there to find out?
Obviously, just to cut it short and sweet, that would only cost you about 200 if you're looking for the cheaper beer.
200 what?
200 gold, because obviously, I imagine you're just looking for cheaper beer. You're not worried
Yeah,
about
it's fucking giants. Like they give a shit.
Yeah, it's beer.
Yeah. It'll get you drunk.
It'll make you fight.
Yeah.
What was it? Make you
I'll
slap
make
a
you
white
fight
woman or two?
I'll make you fight in here too. Bitch. Why are you screaming? Because that's how I talk.
Ain't you ever seen any of my movies? Deep Blue
Alright,
Sea?
so I guess-
That's a good
I ate a shark. He ate me.
fucking shark ate me.
Alright. So-
I thank him for his service and promise him we'll be back. Where are the other two that we have to see?
They would be down the road, obviously, surrounded by the wonderful guards and the barrels down on the right side here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a big city RPG, and man, so much shit to do. Now we got another person to see. I guess we got to go see for that.
Well, like I said, I could easily hand wave that one. You don't have to worry about that. If you're looking for the more expensive booze, obviously, that's where they'll start.
The cheap shit is fine.
Yeah, you'll be able to get a cask of golden ale.
200 gold. We can all chip in for that.
So
Anybody else chipping in, or
No.
Well,
Team
there
effort, guys. Team effort.
always is the party, Luke. All right, so
Take it
obviously all that in hand, DIE is and obviously you could just call. She's tells you that she's okay with just being called Dio.
Good.
Okay, Dia. New initiation. Fork over 200 gold.
we ask her if she has any gold.
Oh no. That's no.
200 gold hazing initiation.
Then she instantly
It's like-
goes, I'm gonna find a new adventure.
Gotta go.
It's like tattooing. You have to pay for your apprenticeship.
God damn.
No. Nobody else is really chipping in.
I know. I mean,
Chip in.
I'll kick some over.
That's
I mean,
all my
honestly, we've
gold,
got
but
more
sure.
money. Well, not more money, but we've got money we can spare.
How much do we have in the?
I handed over 200.
Oh, I was gonna have just we all put together what reaches this, but if that's the way you want to play it, okay.
Right, so Jin pays for the cask of golden ale.
Jin DeGeneres.
I think my sister fell asleep.
Possibly,
Did she?
which I think would be
Rain.
a good spot to.
It's like 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot to leave off on, obviously, because you'll be just able to go and petition Jorger for the request, and obviously with a group as large as yours, he would allow you and give you the map to the location of where the giants are fortified up.
Why don't we use our treasure hoard gold? We have 690 gold.
That's true.
I mean,
Everybody-
I don't know why you didn't think about that first. But
Everybody save their gold. We use 200 gold out of our treasure hoard, maybe.
Smart move.
Yeah.
Don't
that's
forget
fine.
to edit that down.
I'm doing it right now.
There's duck it.
Give myself back my 200.
So let me get you guys XP. This will close out the night.
What 800 XP?
Possibly.
That means we would level up.
What 801 XP? That sounds like
799. Oh, fuck.
Oh god.
Fucking slap in the face.
I find a townsperson, murder them for the
Just-
well, Dia, you
just-
lived long enough.
I find a bag of rat.
By the way, that sword was just for Lend. I'm gonna take it back now.
Through your neck.
Shh. So it'd be, especially for the amount that you guys did story-wise, actually 1,200 XP.
Yay!
So level up.
Level.
So we are at
14.
14,400.
Oh wait, he said 1,200.
Also, side note, because everyone got really into it, I'm giving all of you inspiration points.
Oh, I got another one.
What
Oh,
happened?
there's only-
Where do we mark
to
those
you
down
already
anyway?
had one?
I've got one in my
Use
back
it.
pocket I haven't used.
Oh, I did. Okay.
So for that, there should be a section on the sheet itself, and also, especially for that, I would allow them to stack up. You can't use them multiple times at once. You can only use them, obviously, once per a roll. I will say.
I just
Got
want to
it,
say
got it.
this,
Makes sense.
guys. At level 6, anybody who's within 10 feet of me and has to make a saving throw gets to have a bonus to their saving throw that equals to my modifier, my charisma modifier.
Oh, you got the juicy aura.
So,
Oh.
Did we
stand by your
level up
paladin.
yet?
Yeah, we just did. What are you experiencing? She's like,
Well, I didn't know. You
We're all
guys just had
excited.
14,400.
Alright, so we're now level 6. Yay! Ooh, I got a second Crimson Right damage.
Here comes the Crimson Right.
Right of the storm. Lightning damage. Fuck yeah.
Excuse me, what's a character, man?
Enhanced bond.
that's what helps you level up your character and go through the process.
Can I re-roll my my blood curses?
100%. Yeah, I do not
Awesome.
blame me. The ones for magic they are definitely lackluster in some fashions. I understand that.
Oh, I can add a D8 to any damage or healing roll that uses fire or heals.
Oh. It's gonna be like a cleric and a freaking druid team up.
Fireball.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Are we gonna go do karate in the freaking forest?
Yeah! It's okay that mine's not like movie quality or anything.
Let's see.
Alright, I am gonna dip because I'm starting to get a headache.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Thank you for the level ups.
Woo! Glad you had fun.
Oh, nice! Whenever you damage a creature with your Crimson Right feature, you can choose to sear an arcane brand of
Ooh.
Hemocraft magic into it. It requires no action. You always know the direction to the branded creature, and each time the branded creature deals damage to you or a creature you can see within 5 feet of you, creature takes psychic damage equal to your intelligence modifier. Well,
Good night.
Good night.
I'm
Later.
wisdom, not intelligence. Good night. Rank has spell.